Good evening and welcome to a night of baseball with the Evansville Otters. It is game 2 of a 3-game series from Rent One Park in Marion, Illinois. The Evansville Otters taking on the Southern Illinois Miners here on the Otters Digital Network and YouTube page. With Zane Clodfelter, I'm Jevin Redmond. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. The Otters lost a pitcher's duel in game 1 of the series last night 2-0 as the Miners out-hit the Otters 7-4. Miners had a bunch of chances to really break the game open. They left 8 on throughout the night. The Otters left 4 on as Southern Illinois scored in the second inning on a 2-out RBI double from Arturo Nieto. Made it 1-0 Miners. They got a run in the 7th inning thanks to an error from the Otters second baseman J.R. Davis. That scored Jared Mang from second base with 1 out. And again, the Otters just could not get anything going offensively against the starter for the Miners in Chase Cunningham. So with the result last night, Evansville now 44-28. The Miners are now 39-34. They're 5.5 games back of Evansville. The Otters still maintain their 1-game lead over Florence for first place in the West Division. Again, with Zane Clodfelter, I'm Jevin Redmond. Zane, just a tough night last night offensively. You have to tip your cap just a bit to the Miners starter in Mr. Chase Cunningham. He was really good. So was the Otters starter, but Miners get the 2-0 win.
Braden Scott for Evansville. You feel bad for him, the tough luck loss. You give up 2 runs, and you hope to get just a little bit of support from the offense. But Chase Cunningham really has had the Otters number, I feel like, all season long. The last time he pitched Bossy Field against Evansville had another lights-out performance. So at least for Evansville, Chase Cunningham's doing it to the rest of the league as well.
Tonight's pitching matchup in game 2, a right-hander for the Otters, Polo Portela. He's 7-1 this year with a 3.55 ERA, this being his 15th start. He's worked 83 2/3 innings. For the Miners, it is Gunnar Kynes, a left-hander, who's 2-3 with a 4.03 ERA. Zane, Portela, he is a guy that has been very good for Evansville this year.
Yeah, 7-1 this year, and really has been a reliable starter that you can expect to at least get a quality start, 6 innings, give up a couple of runs, but he'll always have the Otters in position to win, and so that'll be crucial tonight if Evansville wants to even the series, Jevin.
So it's Portela against Kynes. Game 2, Otters at the Miners. We'll come back and set the lineups next on the Otters Digital Network and Otters Facebook page.
We love our kids and want them to be healthy. After all, a healthy child can make for a happy child. That's why Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield offers health insurance for children up to age 18 at low or no cost. From doctor visits to dental care, Anthem is here to put resources at your fingertips and simple solutions within your reach. And that is something to smile about. Call 1-800-403-0864 to enroll today. To learn more, visit anthem.com/inmedicaid.
Getting ready and keeping fit for baseball season is hard work. That's why you'll find Evan at Bob's Gym. Getting fit, having fun, being an Otter. Be like Evan. Try a free 3-day pass at Bob's.
Fix up your home with Heritage. Our home improvement financing options can help you change your home now and pay for it over time. Upgrade your home. Make home repairs. Remodel a kitchen. Build a new deck. Add a new room. Remodel your bath. Update appliances. Whether it's a small weekend project or a large renovation, Heritage Federal Credit Union can help you finance your improvements today. Fix up your home with Heritage.
Before you danced the first dance. Before you walked down the aisle. Before the tables were set with care. Before you penned a single invitation. Before the day that went beyond your wildest expectations. There was the little green box from Brinker's Jewelers for befores and happily ever afters.
We're about 5 minutes away from first pitch. Otters at Miners, game 2 of the 3-game series with Zane Clodfelter. I'm Jevin Redmond. Here are your starting lineups for tonight. First for Evansville, the visiting team, they're 44-28 on the season. Leading off and playing shortstop, number 2, Andy DeJesus. Batting second in right field, number 9, Elijah McNamee. J.R. Davis bats third. He'll be the DH tonight. Then it's Riley Crane at first base, hitting fourth. Andrew Pinner hits fifth in left field, followed by Dakota Phillips hitting sixth and doing the catching. Andretti Cordero bats seventh. He'll play third base. It's Gary Mattis hitting eighth and playing second. Rounding out the lineup is Miles Gordon in center field, hitting ninth. The starting pitcher is Polo Portela, 7-1 with a 3.55 ERA, 75 strikeouts to 24 walks over 83 2/3 inning, this being his 15th start of the season. Behind Portela again, it's DeJesus, McNamee, Davis, Crane, Penner, Phillips, Cordero, Mattis, and Gordon. For the Miners, with the win last night, they're now 39-34. Leading off and playing second base is number 1, Bryant Fete. Hitting second, playing shortstop, number 4, Yeltsin Godino. Batting third in right field is Nolan Early. Ariel Sandoval hits fourth. He'll be the DH. Then it's Luke Mangieri batting fifth at first base. In left field hitting sixth is number 7, Anthony Brocato. Ian Walters bats seventh. He'll play third base, followed by Jared Mang hitting eighth. He's in center field. Arturo Nieto bats ninth and does the catching for the Miners. Their starting pitcher is Gunnar Kynes, a left-hander, 2-3 with a 4.03 ERA. This being his 13th start, 58 innings. He struck out 63 batters and walked 15. Flete, Godino, Early, Sandoval, Mangieri, Brocato, Walters, Mang, Nieto for the Miners. When we come back, we'll have first pitch on the Otters Digital Network and Otters YouTube channel.
If you're looking for a liquor store in Evansville, look no further than Liquor Locker. The Liquor Locker has the best selection at the best prices, including the largest craft beer and bourbon selection in the area. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff will help you find the beer, wine, and liquor you need for any occasion. And check out the fine selection of cigars at all Liquor Locker stores. Liquor Locker is now open Sundays 12 to 8 p.m. and offers citywide delivery. Visit one of our 10 conveniently located stores in the Evansville area today. There is always something for everyone at the Liquor Locker.
Cheer up, Evan. This rain will be out soon. You should download the 14 First Alert app and see for yourself. You can see what's coming up to 7 days in advance, or you can break it down hour by hour. Check out live radar so you can see what's happening in real time. And you can watch 14 News live directly from the app. See, there's nothing to worry about.
Stay in the game with the 14 First Alert app.
Welcome to a place that feels like home. A place that cares about all of you. Built to help you grow in more ways than you could possibly imagine. To make new friends, travel new paths, soar to new heights, and deepen your spiritual experience. Welcome to Oakland City University.
CenterPoint Energy's newest generation of safe, efficient energy includes capturing and harnessing the natural power of pure sunshine. We are increasing solar in our balanced and reliable energy mix as we power our region with more clean, renewable energy. We're bringing a little piece of the sun to every home and business while reducing carbon emissions and helping create a cleaner environment. It's just a little something for your smart energy future.
Every 6 minutes, a utility line is damaged due to reckless digging. So Indiana relies on these 811 superheroes. Derek the Builder.
I dig for a living, but I always contact 811.
Mary the Gardener.
Before I plant a tree, I contact 811.
And Mike the Contractor.
I contact 811 before I do my work.
Prevent damage or injury. Call 811 anytime or go online 811now.com. This message is sponsored by the Indiana Utility Regulatory Commission and this station.
Come be a part of a nationally recognized program in criminal justice. The Criminal Justice Program at Oakland City University provides students with in-depth knowledge in the fields of law enforcement, forensics, corrections, and juvenile justice. Learn through hands-on experiences and train in areas of investigative forensics, criminology, and police administration. A career-focused major is in your reach and all in a Christian university setting that feels like home. Oakland City University.
Welcome back to Rent One Park in Marion, Illinois. Otters and Miners, game 2 of this 3-game series. Evansville trying to even up the best-of-3 series and go for a win tomorrow. With St. Claude Felter, I'm Jevin Redmond. It'll be Andy DeJesus, Elijah McNamee, and J.R. Davis in the top of the first inning for Evansville against Gunnar Kynes, the Miners' left-handed starting pitcher. Well, last night we were at my apartment doing this game remotely. Tonight we're actually at Bossy Field in the broadcast booth, and some action on the field tonight.
Yeah, we have our friends from Berry Global here enjoying a outing, and that reminds everybody, hey, when the Otters are out of town, Bossy Field is available for rental and for use. And so Preston and I know very well last year during the pandemic, we actually had a wedding here that I emceed and had a lot of fun doing that. So 812-435-8686 if you would like to have a wedding, a reception, a group outing for your company, because Berry Global has taken advantage of a dry night in Evansville so far. Fingers crossed.
Got a cornhole game going down the right field line right now, and starting to eat some food, but it's a beautiful night right now. There is a chance for rain later on. Hopefully that holds off. And we are waiting for our live stream to get rolling here. The Otters and the Miners, game 2 of this 3-game series. Last night we got underway a few minutes late. Appears to be the same story tonight.
Yeah, disappointing. We always start early at Bossy Field, and Preston can attest, I think the last, how many, 3-4 home games? Yeah, we're starting the games at 6:34 and 12:34, now that our Sunday games for the rest of the year are relegated to those afternoon starts.
Otters will be back at home this weekend. They start a 6-game homestand, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The Friday-Saturday games are night games, with Sunday being the day game at 12:35.
No, and fun on Friday because it's Arc of Evansville night, 90s night, and plus Chick McGee and Josh Arnold from the Bob and Tom Show. They'll be here throwing out the first pitch, doing a couple of other cool things. And then on Saturday, it's the makeup from Princess night. And we are looking forward to that.
Well, it looks like the game has started according to our live stats, but we don't have the feed yet from the Miners and Rent One Park.
That's when Preston Leinenbach calls Steve Tassler.
And our live stats right now, it's Andy DeJesus leading off against Gunnar Kynes with a 1-1 count. DeJesus is batting .316, has a home run, 23 RBIs, and now behind the count here, 1-2 against Kynes.
I wanted this to happen last night when Jordan Fisher was on air, because he would have handled it a whole lot better than how I'm trying to handle it right now.
Well, we did remote broadcast during basketball season for the University of Evansville, and we had one game. They're playing at Drake, and it froze for probably 5 or 10 minutes, and we were just doing it basically off the live stats. So I do have some experience with that. Counts 1 and 2 right now on DeJesus, leading off the ball game.
You and Scott Schreffler are pros, though.
Yeah, Schreffler carries me, that's for sure. He carried me that night. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. The next one misses to DeJesus. Otters last night could not crack the scoring column, losing in the opener 2-0. Both pitchers on each side were excellent in the contest. There we go. We got our feet. Thank you, Preston Linebach.
He's the GOAT for a reason.
So it's 2 and 2 on DeJesus. By the way, our game time temperature, 79 degrees in Marion, Illinois. There's a chance for rain later on tonight. And from the line, Kynes delivers to Andy DeJesus, the Otters leadoff hitter, digging in from the right side. The pitch is inside, and the count is full 3 and 2. Mentioned during the pregame show, Kynes making his 13th start. He's 2 and 3 with a 4.03 ERA. He's worked 58 innings. Good walk to strikeout ratio, 63 strikeouts, just 15 walks. 3 and 2 on DeJesus. And the wind, the pitch from Kynes is ripped toward the shortstop, and a chest-high catch is made by Gudino as DeJesus tagged that ball hard. Tough luck, one away.
Yeltsin Gudino didn't have to move. He was hit on a rope.
So that's how this one gets underway. It brings in Elijah McNamee, the Otters right fielder. McNamee last night hit third, and as has kind of been the trend this year with Andy McCauley and his Otters lineup, he likes to change things up, mix it up, and hoping for a better result tonight offensively.
Yeah, McNamee's hit anywhere from as high as 2, as low as number 5 in that Otters lineup.
First pitch, strike to McNamee, who's batting .324, 7 home runs. And he's also driven in 38 runs.
The question is, do you want him to be the RBI guy or the guy who's getting on base for the RBI guy?
And right now, hoping he's the guy that gets on base with nobody on, one away. He takes inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Otters wearing the same uniforms as last night. Blue tops, gray pants with the white lettering across the front. And for the Miners there in their white uniforms, different looking tops tonight. I don't remember those last night. They've got, it's like paw prints on them. Here's the 1-1 pitch to McNamee. A fastball high and inside. Count is 2-1, the Otters right fielder. Otters begin play at 44 and 28. The Miners 39 and 34, trying to catch Evansville. 5.5 games off the pace.
What do you think those paw prints signify, Jevin? I have no idea.
Swing and a miss, 2 and 2. They were not wearing those last night, correct?
Yeah, it looks like they got ran over by a pack of dogs, which I don't know if is the best illustration or visual for a team's jersey. Looks like car tracks.
Here's the 2-2 pitch to McNamee. And a high fly ball in the air out toward shallow right center field. Tough play for the second baseman. In comes the right fielder early. He makes a diving attempt, and he hangs on for the catch. Took early a long time to get to that ball. I thought Flete, the second baseman, was going to have to haul it in. He had a long ways to go for it, but early makes the catch.
Yeah, maybe he thought it was going to go elsewhere, and the wind took it a different spot. But kudos to him for actually getting underneath it just in the nick of time. That was certainly not a can of corn.
Well, I'm disturbed now because those tops of the uniforms, those are too big to be like dog prints, right? Or do you think that's what they are? Is it Bark of the Park night or something? Is it really? Okay. Thank you, Preston.
On a Wednesday night, I had no idea.
On a Wednesday night in the middle of August with school in session. Okay. Right. 1 ball, no strikes on J.R. Davis, the DH. Nobody on 2 outs. J.R. batting .310 this year. 7 home runs, 47 RBIs. He takes high ball 2.
I'm perplexed. I'm thrown off.
Well, at least I got an answer. I feel better now.
Right.
Yeah.
And at least we can confirm those are the paws of dogs.
2-0 pitch. Big swing and a miss by Davis. He was trying to yank one out toward left, and the count's 2-1. Davis last night had somewhat of a costly error late in the game, the 7th. With 1 out, routine ground ball right to him, booted it, went to center field, run scored, made it 2-0 Miners, and that was what they won by. 2-1 pitch to Davis. Another big swing and a miss. He gets his money's worth up there, 2-2.
One thing I am curious about at Rent One Park, that ballpark opened in 2007. I'm pretty sure that's still the same turf in the ballpark because it has their old logo font still behind home plate. So I'm kind of curious when it's due for a refielding.
2-2 pitch is high to J.R. Davis, 3-2. I don't know if baseball would be the same as football because I wouldn't think it'd have the same wear and tear, but the turf fields here in Evansville for the high school teams, those get resurfaced every 10 years is when they're due. So I'm the same for baseball or not, but I would think they're probably getting close. 3-2 pitch, inside ball 4. Davis draws a 2-out walk.
And that's good for Evansville because you want Riley Crane batting with a runner on. He has home run power to all fields. And this would be a nice boost for Evansville, able to take an early lead if they're able to do so after getting shut out last night.
How many of the Frontier League ballparks have you been to in person?
I've been to Florence, I've been to Gateway, River City I'll count because Championship Series was played, and then Marion. I have not been to Joliet, Schaumburg, and any of those up in the Chicagoland area.
2-out batter is Riley Crane, Evansville first baseman, lefty on a lefty here. Riley batting .294, 14 home runs, 63 RBIs. He takes a strike call in the outside corner.
And I have one more for you, which will be way out of left field, but League Stadium.
Sure.
Where the Du Bois County Dragons played in the late 90s, early 2000s in the Frontier League, which is nearby Huntingburg.
What's your favorite of those you mentioned to visit, or was to visit?
GCS Ballpark, where Gateway plays. A lot of fun.
That's cool, too, because if you go out behind home plate where the press box is and you look out, you can see the skyline of St. Louis.
No, and the Grizzlies have a great staff, and they always take care of us. So in return, we'll take care of them when they make the trip to Bosse Field.
1 ball, 1 strike to Riley Crane. Runner at first base, 2 outs. That's J.R. Davis in a pickoff attempt. Davis is back in safely. Their public address announcer at Gateway, he's still the guy that does the Blues games?
Tom Calhoun, yes. And actually, I was there earlier this year doing a game with Ryan Brown, and they were having technical issues the entire game. He had to announce on a backup speaker, one speaker for the entire ballpark.
Swing and a miss to Crane, 1 ball, 2 strikes. I'm sure he still sounded excellent.
He did, and he handled it really well. I told him after the game that, props. He didn't want to hear it from me, a 31-year-old, when he does the NHL and the Stanley Cup champion St. Louis Blues. But no, he was appreciative because he really had to adjust on the fly there.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Crane. No score. Top of the first inning. The pitch is bounced up the middle, and it is the shortstop on the left side of second base makes the catch. They had a big shift on. That was Godinho ranging far to his left, and he throws out Riley Crane at first base. So the Otters stranded man, 2-out walk to Davis. Miners come to hit. No score from Rent One Park on the Otters Digital Network and Otters YouTube channel.
We love our kids and want them to be healthy. After all, a healthy child can make for a happy child. That's why Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield offers health insurance for children up to age 18 at low or no cost. From doctor visits to dental care, Anthem is here to put resources at your fingertips and simple solutions within your reach. And that is something to smile about. Call 1-800-403-0864 to enroll today. To learn more, visit anthem.com/inmedicaid.
Getting ready and keeping fit for baseball season is hard work. That's why you'll find Evan at Bob's Gym. Getting fit, having fun, being an Otter. Be like Evan. Try a free 3-day pass at Bob's.
Otters failed to score in the top of the first inning. They get a 2-out walk from J.R. Davis. He was left at first base, so now we see Polo Portela on the mound, right-hander for Evansville. He'll face Brian Flette, the second baseman leading off for Southern Illinois. Batting 167 on the year. He's just 5 for 30, no home runs, no RBIs. First pitch to him is outside ball 1. Godinho and Early, the scheduled batters here in the home half of the first. If anybody reaches, Ariel Sandoval. Portela making his 15th start, the 1-0 pitch, below the knees, 2 balls and no strikes. Very good record, 7-1, respectable ERA of 3.55. Over 83 and 2/3 innings, 75 strikeouts, 24 walks. He wears the number 20. Works from the first base side of the mound, winds and fires, curve, bends in for a strike, 2-1.
And the key for Evansville and Polo Portela, Brian Flette is batting, as you mentioned, 167. You want to make him earn it to get on the base paths and not give up a leadoff walk here to start the bottom of the first.
Phillips sets up outside. The 2-1 pitch is outside. Rolled to the second baseman. Scooped up by Mattis, making his first start of the series, and he throws out Flette. 4-3 for out number 1 in the first.
One thing I don't think Jevin has talked about enough, and I'm not sliding Ryan Brown here for that, but it's the Otters' defense and how reliable that it really has been. That's why the J.R. Davis error last night, late in the game in the series opener, was somewhat surprising, because you expect these infielders, as talented, as seasoned and veteran as they are, to make those really hard plays even.
1-out batter is Godinho, the shortstop, hitting .261, 2 home runs and 21 RBIs. He stands way off the plate, deep in the box. And the pitch is right on the corner, strike 1.
And what other thing I like about this lineup and infield in particular is all these guys can play multiple positions. We've seen Dakota Phillips, who's catching tonight, play first base, and Riley Crane move around the infield.
1-strike pitch. Outside again, 1-1. I mean, look at Godinho. I didn't notice this last night. Maybe just because of our camera angle and how we're seeing it. He looks way off the plate. I would just throw it on the outside corner if he can hit it.
I would too.
That is where Phillips puts up the target. The 1-1 pitch right on the corner. I mean, he's not hitting that 1-2.
Right, no. If he does attempt to swing, he's going to have to push up a little bit closer.
Take one of those light poles up there to reach that.
And most of the players you see in the league now are crowding and standing somewhat over the plate.
Well, they're going to go outside again here. The 1-2 pitch is outside too far, and the count's even 2-2 on Godinho.
I like the idea, though.
Infield, outfield, dead straight away for Evansville. We'll set the defensive lineup here in just a second. Portela trying to retire Godinho. Curveball lifted high in the air, down the right field line. Over is the first baseman for Evansville, and that is Riley Crane, who had enough room to make the catch just beyond the Miners' dugout. 2 up and 2 down.
Riley Crane making the catch in foul territory. Jeff and I have been here for a decade. I've seen a lot of Otters first basemen in the past struggle here at Bosse Field trying to navigate foul balls with how the ballpark is configured. Riley Crane from the get-go had it down.
2-out batter is Nolan Early. He plays right field for the Miners. Left-handed slugger. First offering to him is a curve right down central. Steer, right one. Otters have Penner in left, Gordon center, McNamee in right. It's Cordero and DeJesus left side of the infield. Madison Crane on the right side as Phillips does the catching, and the 1-strike pitch is slashed foul, third base side. And a chance for a quick out of the first inning for Portela.
Of course, Riley Crane is one of the couple of Frontier Leaguers already in the league who had played in Evansville prior to being signed by the Otters. Andrew Penner being another one, a Frontier League champion with the Rascals in 2019.
0-2 pitch inside, taken by Early, counts 1-2.
Riley Crane coming from the Joliet Slammers. And Jevin, you know about Joliet and being the broadcaster in 2016. They were the Frontier League Division Series opponent.
1-2 offering, and it hits Early on the kneecap. He goes down to his backside in some pain. Rolls over to his knees now, trying to get up. It was a 1-2 breaking ball that got away from Portela, even though it was a breaking ball. That still hurts. That was ball on bone there. There's no padding.
Have you ever broken a bone, Jeff?
No, I was fortunate. Never did. I rolled my ankle bad enough to be broken, but that's about it.
Okay. I've broken multiple bones. There's nothing. Any bone injury, even a bruise.
I know you broke your elbow twice.
Yes.
Anything else?
Broke my foot twice as well.
That's right.
Back-to-back years.
How'd you break your foot? Was that a football injury?
Yes, it was. The Oklahoma drill, where I had to be the one with the ball, and you tackle, the teammate tackles in between tackling dummies. And my dad was there to pick me up from practice, and he yelled from the other side of the fence, "It's just a bruise." I finished the practice, but I couldn't run the sprints afterwards. He was so disappointed, and then we find out the next day it was broken, and he was so apologetic.
Mm-hmm. They're still tending to Early here after being plunked on the knee.
And Early's a key guy for them. Batting .329, and he's, one of their power hitters. A homer shy of 10 and already 50 RBIs.
See, if I was you, I would just stick to that football story. I wouldn't share the broken elbow stories. The football injuries, that makes you sound tough.
Right, no, because
now the other injuries, that kind of balances out a little bit.
I've known Jevin for quite some time, and Jevin knows that the broken elbow story, both of them involve refereeing basketball, which he also referees basketball, and Jevin, I know, has never broken a bone refereeing, but I broke my left elbow in 2012 and then my right elbow refereeing in 2015. So not at the same time, but each one we crossed off.
I don't think I've ever fallen refereeing a game. I've kind of stumbled, almost went down, and we've had partners that, trip, and it's very humiliating. But
what's even worse is when I did it both times, I was a little heavier, and so, there's nothing worse than seeing, a out-of-shape guy.
Did you finish the game, or did you have to
I did. I finished both games. And the second time, I even thought to myself, well, I don't think it's broken. Good. And then find out the next day that it's...
So how painful was it finishing the game?
Not too bad, because I kind of just... The shock and sensation of doing it, like it's still there, and then it's after it swells up a little bit, after a couple hours, then you realize...
Right, stiff.
Yes. Then you can't move it.
Well... Our camera angle is just showing the guy that's about to hit Ariel Sandoval, so I'm assuming they're still tending to Nolan Early as he was hit with a 1-2 pitch by Portella on the kneecap.
And I really hope he's okay, because you never want to see anybody taken out, especially on a hit by pitch. I'm sure inadvertent, as you mentioned, a breaking ball that just too far inside the plate.
Well, looks like our guests here at Bossy Field have moved out to the party deck some. They're sprayed out down the right field line. Barry is here.
Some people are playing Frisbee where Boots Day would be standing at first base, right around where the second baseman stands. And then if the right fielder was playing extremely shallow for a play at the plate, there's three of them playing Frisbee.
Looks like a good time tonight at Bossy Field. I think they know we're doing the game.
They probably think we're broadcasting their Frisbee contest.
That is something I've never done. I wouldn't know how to.
So Early is out of the game, by the way, Jevin. For the live stats, he has been replaced, so
hopefully everything's okay with Early, as, again, he was hit on a knee, on the knee by a 1-2 pitch from Portella. Does it say who is running for him at first base?
It should be Erickson, if I'm correct, and Preston, our fact checker, can let us know.
So Erickson's on at first base, the pinch runner, as Sandoval is the batter. He takes a fastball knee-high outside corner, strike one. Sandoval is just 1 for 6 this year, no home runs and 1 RBI. No score, home half the first. 1 strike pitch, breaking ball slash down the right field line, foul.
And so the live stats have now changed. It did list Erickson, and now it's Carson Bartels, who is running for Early at first base.
So Bartels. Should have written that in pencil then, to scratch that out. Making my book look ugly early on. I know the standard rule is to
pencil,
do pencil,
yes,
but I don't like writing with pencil. Pitch low in the turf, 1 and 2.
Jevin is using the Zane Clodfelter recommended Bob Carpenter scorebook.
That's the only way to go.
Hey, I've tried to tell Dennis, our official scorer at Bossy Field, he needs to get that because he likes to have a secondary source. He just buys the one at Dick's.
Yeah. That's a cheap way to go.
Yeah, it is. And the unprofessional way, Dennis, if he's listening.
1-2 pitch to Sandoval is low and inside, 2-2. I tell people that I bought a scorebook and it was, I forget what the exact amount was, right around $50, $55 for this. You pay that much for a scorebook, but it's going to last me a couple of years.
No, it will.
And then you can make copies of it and make your own book. So
I bought one in 2014 and still have it. Still have space.
2-2 pitch to Sandoval is fouled back to the screen. I mean, you could make copies and make your own book, but it's one of those where I don't mind spending the $50. Hey, thanks for making this book for us broadcasters, and kind of my thank you to him.
Yeah, and plus, if you're a true professional, you kind of, you know, if you do multiple seasons, you want to have kind of archive of the games that you've done in case there is a special moment like a no-hitter or a cycle.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Ariel Sandoval, the Miners DH, batting fourth, runner at first base, and the 2-2 pitch is a fly ball hit in the air, out towards center field. Ranging back is Miles Gordon, just shy of the warning track. He makes the catch for out number 3. So the Miners strand runner at first base after a 2-out hit by pitch. After one, no score from Marion on the Otters Digital Network and Otters YouTube channel.
Fix up your home with Heritage. Our home improvement financing options can help you change your home now and pay for it over time. Upgrade your home. Make home repairs. Remodel a kitchen. Build a new deck. Add a new room. Remodel your bath. Update appliances. Whether it's a small weekend project or a large renovation, Heritage Federal Credit Union can help you finance your improvements today. Fix up your home with Heritage.
Before you danced the first dance. Before you walked down the aisle. Before the tables were set with care. Before you penned a single invitation. Before the day that went beyond your wildest expectations. There was the little green box from Brinker's Jewelers for befores and happily ever afters.
No score after one inning of play with Zane Clodfelter. I'm Jevin Redmond. Otters and Miners tonight from Marion, Illinois. Each team gets a base runner in the first inning, but they strand him at first base. And before we start the top of the second inning, we'll give a shout out to someone tuned in to the Otters Digital Network and YouTube channel, Ryan Brown, who was in our seat just last week, broadcasting the Otters game. And we are hoping this one goes swimmingly tonight, right?
Right. In Western Pennsylvania listening, he says it's a rainy night there, it's dry here, and it's dry in Marion, Illinois. So, Ryan, thanks for taking the rain out east from us.
Leadoff batter is Andrew Penner for the Otters, fifth place sitting left fielder. He takes a strike on the inside corner. Penner batting .258, no home runs, 17 RBIs. Gunnar Kynes worked a scoreless first and delivers a one-strike pitch. Breaking ball inside, 1-1.
Jevin, there are a couple of Otters TV segments with Ryan Brown in his last couple of days. One trying out for the team.
I saw that one, actually, yeah. Here's a foul back to the screen, 1-2. Was it a one-day contract?
It was. Inside access. Nathaniel Barbie did a great job with that. And then we did a Ryan Brown exit interview after his final broadcast Sunday night. Preston Leinenbach and I did that. And a really good conversation. So if you're bored at work tomorrow, check it out on our YouTube channel.
1-2 pitch to Penner, leading off the second. He takes high and tight, backing away from a fastball, 2-2.
Ryan Brown wearing the Otters number 6, and he's skinny in stature, so somewhat looking like Stan the Man, early Stan the Man in the 40s.
2-2 offering is sprayed foul first base side. Penner last night, he hit 9th in the Evansville order, batting 5th tonight. Penner was 1 for 3 with a single in game 1 of the series.
This is an extremely high spot for Penner to be batting. Typically a really good guy, 7 through 9.
Kynes glares in, and the 2-2 pitch. Another foul back to the screen, and we talked about it last night. Despite Evansville not scoring and losing 2-0, but they really had some good competitive at-bats, long ABs, count worked full multiple times, and had several 8+ pitch ABs. Just couldn't get enough base knocks to score. 2-2 pitch to Penner. He takes up and away, and ho-hum, here we are, 3-2 is the count.
This is a at-bat that he likes for a count, 3-2.
Trying to get on for Dakota Phillips, who's on deck. Payoff pitch, headed home, spoiled down the right field line. That was a borderline pitch, outer half the plate.
The depth of the Otters lineup is their biggest attribute, because if you're the pitcher here for Southern Illinois, you don't want to walk Penner to lead off the inning, especially with a power hitter like Phillips on deck.
Once again, a 3-2 pitch. The left-hander, Kynes, delivers. Foul back to the screen. We'll do it again. Party in the USA blaring throughout the speakers here at Bosse Field.
Preston Leinenbach is Barry Global's favorite DJ.
What year did this song come out? Yeah.
What year was that, Preston?
Like 2010-ish, right?
So when I was in college.
That was right around like Call Me Maybe too, right? That was
so Call Me Maybe was 2012, because Alex Foltz, a former Otter, made that his walk-up song in 2012, and so we had to play it every home game. And by the second homestand, I hated that song. But I loved Alex Foltz. I just hated that song that he picked.
Another 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Kynes wins the battle. Good changeup from the left-hander. Pulled the string, had Penner out in front. His first strikeout of the game. 1 away.
Jordan Fisher tells us 2009 Party in the USA by Miley Cyrus came out.
Call Me Maybe.
Should be like 2012. That's my guess.
Yeah, that was my guess. Yeah.
Thank you. No, because Alex Foltz, that was all the rage on pop radio.
That was the summer of my senior year in high school.
Man, that should have been my senior year of college, but I did the 5.5-year plan.
You enjoyed your time.
I did at USI. It was a great experience. Still got my degree.
Yeah. There's plenty of time to work. Take 5 years in college. No big deal.
5.5. And I took summer classes to get to that point.
It's okay. We work at our own pace.
Seriously.
1-0 pitch here to Phillips. Swing and a miss. Counts even. 101. Dakota batting 274. Some pop in that bat. 11 home runs, 13 doubles, and 38 RBIs. Game is scoreless. Top of the second. 1 out. Nobody on. This game at Rent 1 Park. We're at Bosse Field. All of our screens set up. Thanks to Preston Leinenbach for getting everything organized. The 1-1 is lifted in the air. Foul territory, third base side. And it winds up a souvenir in the seats. Another sparse crowd tonight.
No, I'm thinking back to Mike Radomski, and he would be thrilled if, he's looking down probably saying, man, a remote broadcast from the spot where he's set with all the technology now at our disposal here in the league and then at Bosse Field too.
1-2 offering. Swing and a miss. Tied Phillips up with a fastball. Held high inner half of the plate. Back-to-back strikeouts for Kynes. That's a second out of the inning.
Otters batters here early in this game being awfully aggressive there. But again, a good pitch to swing at, just couldn't make contact for Dakota.
So in stands Cordero, the third baseman, batting 7th. He's hitting 200, 2 home runs, 16 RBIs. The wind and the pitch. Fouled back to the screen. Do we have the scoreboard pulled up from around the league? I'm sure Florence is playing right now.
I can pull that up, Jevin. My fear is our live stats have frozen up here. That point streak might be down because that's been a common occurrence this season. Preston can attest. So right now, top of the fifth, Sussex County at Skyland Stadium on top of Florence 5-4. So they're almost to the halfway point there.
Here's a 1-1 pitch to Cordero. Inside, he jumped the rope to get out of that one. 2 balls and a strike. Evansville starting play. 1 game up on Florence for that playoff spot out of the West Division.
A couple other scores for you. Lake Erie and Washington tied at 1. And then Joliet and Schaumburg delayed because of rain.
2-1 pitch. Caught the outside corner. Fastball to Cordero. 2-2 as Kynes trying to strike out the side.
Then a doubleheader in the Frontier League today. Lucky them. The first game, Washington beat Lake Erie 1-0. The second game, bottom of the third in progress. Lake Erie and Washington tied at 1.
2-2 on Cordero. Trying to extend this inning for Mattis on deck. And he takes inside. Here we are again, 3-2. And Zane, where did you get those scores at?
FrontierLeagueTV.com scoreboard update for you, Jevin.
All right, thank you very much.
Shame on me. I was telling Jordan to say it on the air last night, and then I'm on the air tonight, and I'm not saying it myself.
Payout pitch for Cordero. Headed home. Fouled off down the first base line. A very special guest is joining us here in the broadcast booth. He goes by Gordon. He goes by Big Red. He goes by Jordan. Jordan Fisher in the house.
I'm not even on.
No, I got to figure out which channel you're on. Here we go. Now you should be on. 3-2 pitch on the way. Foul ball.
I wasn't expecting to actually send the broadcast yet. I'm not on yet. At least I can hear myself.
There's too many inputs on my mixer that I brought. We'll figure it out after the inning. How about that?
That shows you how fancy our technology is up here in our studio.
3-2 pitch is a little flare right side, drifting out as a second baseman, and that is Flete to make the catch. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Gunnar Kynes and the Miners. Home half the second, no score. This is Otters Baseball on the Otters Digital Network and Otters YouTube channel.
If you're looking for a liquor store in Evansville, look no further than Liquor Locker. The Liquor Locker has the best selection at the best prices, including the largest craft beer and bourbon selection in the area. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff will help you find the beer, wine, and liquor you need for any occasion. And check out the fine selection of cigars at all Liquor Locker stores. Liquor Locker is now open Sundays 12 to 8 p.m. and offers citywide delivery. Visit one of our 10 conveniently located stores in the Evansville area today. There is always something for everyone at the Liquor Locker.
Cheer up, Evan. This rain will be out soon. You should download the 14 First Alert app and see for yourself. You can see what's coming up to 7 days in advance, or you can break it down hour by hour. Check out live radar so you can see what's happening in real time. And you can watch 14 News live directly from the app. See, there's nothing to worry about.
Stay in the game with the 14 First Alert app.
This game zips into the home half of the second, no score. Second out of a 3-game series from Marion, Illinois. They'll have the 5, 6, and 7 batters up against Polo Portela. It's Luke Mangieri, the first baseman, who's batting .274, 8 home runs and 39 RBIs. He stands deep in the box, open stance. First pitch to him is taken outside, ball 1. So as we were trying to do in the top half of this inning, Jordan Fisher has joined us. Microphone working now. How are you?
I'm here now. I'm good. Just
long time no see.
Yeah, no kidding. I have not seen anything what's going on with this game so far. I just got done doing a little bit of football prep for first week of football starting on Friday.
What game do you have?
Castle and North.
So he will not be at Bosse Field for 90s night.
I will not be there.
But I'm supposed to grab him a T-shirt, Jevin, because if you're an early arriving fan on Friday night for the Otters' first game of the homestand, you get a free T-shirt.
So I would like to point out, last night we discussed this, and I said that there was a splat on the T-shirt from the Nickelodeon theme, and I think Zane said it was slime.
I just don't like the word splat.
But that's what it is. It's splat.
Splat's gross. I mean, that's splat.
But that's what it is. It splats on your shirt.
So if you're grabbing shirts, do I get a shirt too?
Yes,
I'll be here Saturday. The 1-2 pitch outside 2-2 on Mangieri.
I know the person operating and putting together 90s Night, so we can hook you up. We'll also get Chick McGee and Josh Arnold Bob and Thompson shirts too, I'm sure.
I'm sure. You're going to have to. They're coming up to the press box.
2-2 pitch. Curveball got away from Portela, and the count is full 3-2 on Mangieri.
So what's been happening in this game so far? Because I have no idea.
Well, we're still looking for our first hit.
So I haven't missed much. Okay.
Each team does have a base runner, and it seems like every batter has gone full 3-2. And
I see that Portela's on the mound. He's a pretty good righty for the Otters. Probably second in line behind Scott as far as the staff goes.
I think both these sides agree that every batter has to go to a 3-2 count. It was funny, I was talking with Bob Davis this morning, who was the home plate umpire last night. Bob and I worked some basketball together, good friends with him. And he was like, yeah, that game was 2-0. Both pitchers were throwing well, and it was still almost a 3-hour game. Just some long ABs. Payoff pitch again. Inside corner, goodbye. Mangieri gets the ring up. He's down on strikes, 1 away.
I referee some games with Bob as well every winter, and I enjoyed. He's one of the better baseball umpires in our area. Does a lot of college baseball as well, Big East, and then does the GLVC at Division II.
I feel left out because I do not know Bob Davis personally in any sense of.
He's a good guy.
He seems like a good guy.
A lot of the umpires, Chris Dykman, also a really good guy.
That is Dykman behind home plate tonight doing the game.
Former police chief of Mount Vernon, Illinois.
Not my Mount Vernon, huh?
Yeah, so Jevin Redmond is from Mount Vernon, Indiana. No, the bigger Mount Vernon.
1 ball, no strikes here on Brocato. Left fielder batting .276, 11 home runs, 45 RBIs. And he takes on the corner called strike or even.
So for Chris Dykman doing home plate umpiring tonight, pretty short drive for him down 57 to Marion.
It's not too far of a drive.
1-1 pitch. High fly ball down the right field line, giving chases McNamee. He does not have a play as the ball drifts out of play. 1-2 on the Miners left fielder. No score, home half of the second.
Now, Big Red, we already talked about it and confirmed that the jerseys being worn by the Miners tonight are because it's dog night at Rent One Park.
Okay, so it's there, bring the dogs to the ballpark.
Okay.
Which I have not really noticed. Let me lean closer next to the monitor.
You'll see the paw prints there on the monitor.
I'm going to need them to zoom in on the batter then.
They will.
I'm going to need a batter shot here.
I'm assuming they got a designated spot for them because I've not seen a dog yet at the park. There's a ground ball hit to the right side, routine for the second baseman Mattis, and a short throw retires Brocato. 2 up and 2 down in the Miners second.
Yeah, you see the paw prints there on the front and back. I don't mind alternate jerseys as long as the numbers are readable. These are.
Now, the Otters had one of those nights recently, correct?
Every Sunday home game,
Every Sunday is.
It's a dog days of summer.
$2 hot dogs. Bring your dog to the park.
Jordan Fisher has heard a lot of my announcements about that.
I've also been here for just about every dog days of summer.
First pitch is bounced right back to the pitcher, Portela, off the bat of Ian Walters, and they get Walters by 2 steps at first base. It's an easy 1-2-3 inning for Polo, Portela, and the Evansville Otters. After 2, we're scoreless from Marion on the Otters Digital Network and Otters YouTube channel.
Welcome to a place that feels like home. A place that cares about all of you. Built to help you grow in more ways than you could possibly imagine. To make new friends, travel new paths, soar to new heights, and deepen your spiritual experience. Welcome to Oakland City University.
CenterPoint Energy's newest generation of safe, efficient energy includes capturing and harnessing the natural power of pure sunshine. We are increasing solar in our balanced and reliable energy mix as we power our region with more clean, renewable energy. We're bringing a little piece of the sun to every home and business while reducing carbon emissions and helping create a cleaner environment. It's just a little something for your smart energy future.
They're dancing on the dugout in Marion, the mascots are. No score, though. Otters and Miners been a pretty uneventful contest. With Zane Clodfelter, I'm Jevin Redmond. Jordan Fisher is joining us. He was on the broadcast last night with me. Gary Mattis, Miles Gordon, then back to the top of the order, and Andy DeJesus for Evansville. Still no hits on either side. Otters do have one base runner, a walk back in the first. And Mattis takes an inside corner fastball called for a strike. Mattis batting .286, no home runs and 7 RBIs. As Kynes glares anywhere's the high Sox, and he winds and fires on 0-1. This one a bit up and away, 1-1. So the running joke between us here in the press box is George's nickname is Big Red. I guess there was some story where we have confirmation about that.
Yeah,
the city of Evansville now knows. Word is out.
This is dumb.
So 2019, I like to give people nicknames. It helps me remember names sometimes. And, I mean, he has red hair and a red beard. So, you know, Big Red worked. And Jordan Fisher told me that name is not going to stick. No one calls me that.
No, that's not what I said. I said it didn't stick when I was in junior high, and people tried to nickname me that, and it didn't stick then.
But it stuck at
So I
Bossy
didn't think it would
Field.
stick then. Well, apparently, if you just force the name use, it eventually sticks.
No, so everyone has a nickname that I thoroughly cared about.
3-1 pitch to Mattis on the way. Inside ball 4. He draws a leadoff walk, top of the third inning, second base runner for Evansville.
So he has some serious speed real quick. Just
he does.
An actual baseball game is going on in a playoff race, but Mattis has some serious speed. So this is a good situation for Evansville.
We call Brandon Taylor the professor or the dean of the press box. Bill is Bill.
Bill is Bill. Always ask for permission to enter the press box. Has to be granted. You nicknamed Branton, somebody else that does some production, dentures, because of how good his teeth are.
No, his teeth are so perfect that they have to be fake, but they're real. And then Erin Niederhaus, who used to do producing as well, I call her Cinnamon, and the reason is because she has an allergy to cinnamon, but she loved the name.
See, but this is where Zane comes up with nicknames. It just doesn't make sense.
Here's a strike to Gordon, who was showing bunt. Pulled back and took it on the corner for a called strike. So a situation here trying to get Madison to scoring position for the top of the order. Otters have not scored in this series yet through 11 innings. Pickoff attempt over toward first, and scampering back is Mattis.
That throw over to first allows me to ask this question to both of you. What is Preston Linenbach's nickname?
Oh, man.
Well, the one I gave him is a lemonade, because anytime we go out anywhere, he drinks 5 or 6 lemonades in one setting.
Runner goes, the pitch is up and away, the throw down to second, sliding in safe with a stolen base. That is Mattis. Pitch missed out of the zone, counts even 1-1, so the Otters have a man in scoring position with nobody out. We'll see if Gordon still wants to maybe bunt him to third, or just try to pull the ball to the right side and get a guy to third base with less than 2 outs.
There's that speed I was talking about.
Yeah, and play National League Baseball, I would bunt him over to third, especially still with 0 outs.
To me, in this situation, I would actually let Gordon swing away. But everyone has their different opinions. I think.
Well, he's bunting, and he bunts it up the first base line. It's rolling, rolling.
perfect.
It stays fair, and he's safe at first base.
I guess it worked.
Perfect bunt by Gordon. He pushed it up the first base line. Mangieri came in, and once he fielded it, Gordon was past him. Second baseman was late covering. Everybody's safe. First and third, nobody out.
I'm really curious if that ball would have went foul.
That was perfect. I don't think it was, because it went far enough out of the reach of the pitcher where the first baseman then had to vacate the bag, and then the second baseman. That was the best bunt you could possibly place.
I just wonder if the first baseman should have seen if it would have gone foul.
I don't think it was.
Well, I think he got in a situation where he had to make a decision where he thought it was going to stay fair and try to get the guy out.
Right.
And that
I
pitch
just thought
too
by that
was
time it was too late.
Pitch was coming right toward Gordon's chest, kind of face area, to use it as protection just to bunt the ball.
It was an impressive bunt because that ball was up at his chest.
So a golden opportunity here. First and third, nobody out. To Jesus, the batter, who lined out sharply to short his first time up.
And here's the difference between Rent One Park and Bossy Field. At Bossy Field, you probably do let it play the natural grass and see if it falls over into the dirt and this momentum takes it. Being field turf and level, that's not in play.
Don't have the edge of that infield grass to kick the ball foul. So DeJesus looking for RBI number 24 here. First pitch to him is bounce foul wide of Andy McCauley down to third base, strike one.
I do wonder if they're going to get aggressive and send Gordon as well to try to get runners at second and third base, or at least force a throw and a decision to make as far as whether they actually throw down with Mattis' speed at third base or not.
Mattis walked, stole second. Gordon, a bunt single up the first base line. First and third, nobody out, top of the third inning of a scoreless game.
And don't count out DeJesus from dropping down a late drag bunt or a push bunt of some sort here as well.
One strike pitch, swing and a miss.
I certainly think now you take that out of the equation, but wouldn't have been surprised to see a push bunt.
I mean, this is a really big at-bat for Southern Illinois, especially with the power hitters of Evansville coming up. McNamee, Crane, Davis.
Three top hitters average-wise in the lineup tonight for Evansville, batting 1, 2, and 3. No balls and 2 strikes on DeJesus. And the pitch here from Kynes. High and tight, nearly clipped him across the jersey as he backs away, 1 and 2.
I just got a text and said, what's Jevin's nickname?
Man, I haven't given him one.
You gonna give him one tonight on the spot? Or do you have to think?
I didn't really have a, well, okay, I did have a nickname. I'll tell you after this pitch. Here's the 1-2 offering to DeJesus. Nope, instead of pick off toward first. A lot of times it was just Jev Red Short or Jev Dog, but high school I was called Grandpa because I'm very kind of old school and
go to
laid
sleep
back.
at like
and
8 o'clock. You get the choice.
He gets up early, though. My nickname growing up was Zahner. You just add an R to my first name.
1-2 pitch is a line shot down a left field line, and it's just foul. That would have scored 2 maybe, as DeJesus was out in front of that off-speed pitch from Kynes.
And they were just inches away from having, I think Gordon does score from first there, and DeJesus, they were the stand-up double. I mean, it was that close to the foul line.
Yeah, I will say, as far as the nickname goes, whenever I referee and people aren't happy with me from the crowd,
there are a lot of names.
I get Blondie. So
okay.
Blondie.
And I'm just like, come on, you got to be more creative than that. I mean,
I get hair guy because when I referee, I slick my hair back and put it in mousse.
Mad fans are not very creative.
No,
with their insults.
But they think they are. The 1-2 pitch. Here's a high pop-up. This will not get the run home. It's on the infield first base side, and Mangieri, the first baseman, makes the catch. So it's first and third now with 1 out, as DeJesus is 0 for 2. I will say real quick, the one comeback I got that was pretty good. See, I refereed whenever I was 18, so a lot of people would pull out the young card, like, did your parents drive you to the game, all that stuff. But I won't say which student section it was. It was not Memorial, but the game was at Memorial. I'm running down the court, and I mean, I obviously have blonde eyebrows, so it's kind of hard to see from a distance. And the whole student section was asking me where my eyebrows were. So,
which isn't cool because alopecia aredia is a real thing, and people struggle with that.
I turned around and gave him a thumbs up. That's pretty good. I haven't heard that one yet.
It's still funny. Where's your eyebrows?
Runner goes, pitches inside. The throw to second is in time. And out at second base is Gordon. Caught stealing. The shortstop covering. And actually, it's a second baseman, my apologies. Flete, who put the tag on. So caught stealing 2-4. And the Otters, who had first and third, nobody out, had just a guy at third base, 2 outs, and nobody scored.
I like the aggressiveness, but then again, with the bat at the plate, do you want to send him?
Last at bat.
Right.
I would have done that with the Jesus up with nobody out.
Right.
But now you really put the pressure on McNamee to come through with a base hit here.
And McNamee ahead in the count here, 2-0.
Because after everything that happened last night and the number of chances that Evansville really had to build a big inning, and they really couldn't get people into scoring position early enough to do it, enter this inning with first and third and nobody out, it's going to be a backbreaker if they can't get one across at least.
2-0 pitch. McNamee takes inside. It counts 3-0. On deck is J.R. Davis.
One last thing about my refereeing. The second time I fell and ended up breaking my elbow, there was a cheerleader that said, "Sir, don't fall," as I was trying to get up. And I laughed. What else?
You'd already fallen.
Yeah, what else can I do?
3-0 pitch outside, ball 4 to McNamee.
And that makes the getting caught at second base kind of.
Yeah, but I also wonder, too, with first base open now and 2 outs, if they're being careful with McNamee kind of pitching around him.
That's what I'm wondering, too.
To get to J.R. Davis, though, that's... I don't know. I mean, it's a pick your poison type thing because
they're going to continue to be careful.
Well, it's now 2 walks in the inning and also a single. Nobody scored. First and third, 2 outs. Davis up. He walked back in the first.
But now if you lose Davis here, you're going to have to deal with Riley Crane. And he is the one out of all the guys in the Otters lineup that's been a Frontier League Player of the Week.
Certainly a big at-bat. I mean, they're discussing it on the mound right now.
Would you like to see mound visits limited in the Frontier League? And I guess that's a bigger question for Preston Leinebach, and he, our producer, and he'll join us later in the broadcast.
I would be fine if they did like six mound visits. Just like we do in the major leagues.
Zane, your voice here, boss, you feel got very high-pitched.
I know. I just heard someone talking at this ballpark.
Are people allowed to do that besides you here?
No, I trust in my contract. My contract.
So first and third, 2 outs. Davis digs, and he has 47 RBIs on the year, second most on the team. This one's in the turf. It gets away from the catcher, rolling to the backstop, and no one breaks. I couldn't tell because of the camera angle. And the count's 1-0 as the ball popped high up in the air and really didn't roll all that far away from home plate. And holding put at third base was Mattis, so it's now second and third as McNamee does move up to second on the wild pitch.
The way this inning has gone, though, I kind of wish Andy would have just sent him because kind of test fate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think with
the catcher couldn't really locate the ball either.
Which is tough to read as the runner. I mean, you kind of watch where the ball goes. Didn't go all that far from home plate, but if you knew the catcher didn't know where it was, sure, you would have scored. 1-0 pitch to Davis. Low and inside, 2 balls and no strikes.
And with that, and the sequence we just saw with the ball bouncing around kind of frantically, really wonder if Kynes is going to try to stay a little bit away from the actual turf and keep it low. That could lead to a pitch being elevated into the zone and maybe a chance for Davis to do some damage.
The 2-0, that one misses, out of the zone as well. High and inside, 3 balls and no strikes. Kynes has already walked 2 in this inning, 3 in the game. And Crane, the cleanup hitter, is on deck.
Plus, in Andy's defense, you don't want to take the bat out of Davis's hands here and get the third and final out of the inning trying to score.
Kynes glares in, has a sign he wants. He comes set, kicks and pitches. Swing and a miss, 3-1. I was getting ready to ask you, turning loose, and they did.
I would on 3-0. I would not on 3-1.
I think I agree with that. I mean, you still have to be ready to hit, but
you wouldn't turn him loose on 3-1. You'd say take a strike.
I think the way he's pitching this at bat, I almost wonder if he's going to try to nibble at the corners.
The 3-1 pitch, that's on the corner. Wasn't really anything he could do something with Davis, and the count's full.
Just a really good pitch.
Yeah.
This is a big situation. I know it's early in the game, but like Jevin said, they're on the verge of going 12 innings without scoring a run against Southern Illinois so far.
Payout pitch to J.R. Davis. Foul ball behind home plate. Hey, I'm just trying to get my first run scored here now that I'm filling in. I might be the bad luck.
I think you need to bring the rally gnome here.
That's right.
You're a Frontier League champion broadcaster. You will never be bad luck, either, both of you. Same with me being a public address announcer, Frontier League champion.
I heard Preston's going to put on the rally taco suit.
Oh, boy.
Oh, man, that'd be great.
3-2 pitch again is inside, ball 4. J.R. Davis draws a 2-out walk. That's 3 walks in the inning. The bases are loaded, and here comes Riley Crane.
Riley Crane had a grand slam. He has 3, Jevin, on the season so far. He had a big grand slam on ES for everyone night last Friday in front of 3,600 to really put the exclamation point on the game.
I'm not calling a grand slam, but on this first pitch, it will be a bases clearing double to right center field.
Okay.
You know what's funny is I was just thinking a double to right center field, and I'm figuring out if Davis can score from first or not.
Well, I think as a hitter, you have a pitcher that's walked 3 in the inning. He's going to want to get ahead on this first pitch, so you better be ready if you're Riley Crane. We'll see what happens here. Bases loaded, 2 outs. The pitch. He's swinging, popped up, foul, third base side. There is room for the third baseman, Walters. He makes the catch, so not quite a bases clearing double.
That's a bummer.
Otters strand 3 walks and a hit in the inning, but no runs. Miners bat home after third. No score from Marion, Illinois on the Otters Digital Network and Otters YouTube channel.
Every 6 minutes, a utility line is damaged due to reckless digging. So Indiana relies on these 811 superheroes. Derek the Builder.
I dig for a living, but I always contact 811.
Mary the Gardener.
Before I plant a tree, I contact 811.
And Mike the Contractor.
I contact 811 before I do my work.
Prevent damage or injury. Call 811 anytime or go online 811now.com. This message is sponsored by the Indiana Utility Regulatory Commission and this station.
Come be a part of a nationally recognized program in criminal justice. The Criminal Justice Program at Oakland City University provides students with in-depth knowledge in the fields of law enforcement, forensics, corrections, and juvenile justice. Learn through hands-on experiences and train in areas of investigative forensics, criminology, and police administration. A career-focused major is in your reach and all in a Christian university setting that feels like home. Oakland City University.
Well, the Otters spoil a good chance to score top of the third inning despite 3 walks and a hit, no runs, and we're still scoreless as the Miners hit in the third, and Jared Ming digs in, 8th place hitting center fielder for Southern Illinois, and the first pitch from Portela, working from the wind, delivers. Fastball right down central, 0-1. I keep wanting to call the Miners SIU for my Missouri Valley Conference broadcasting.
We are very lucky. We do have the voice of the Purple Aces on Learfield, Jevin Redmond, here to fill in for Ryan Brown. And
glad to be here. The 1-strike pitch is low and outside, 1-1. And you got that correct. It is now Learfield. No more Learfield IMG College. And rebranding, or back to their original brand, I guess you should say.
It used to be Learfield Sports, and then that wasn't good enough. But no, just Learfield.
You know, sometimes simplicity is the best way to go.
It is.
1-1 pitch is low and outside, 2-1 to Meng.
And this year for the Purple Aces, I get to be, for the men's game, the timeout coordinator. And then for the women, still doing public address.
2-1 pitch, breaking ball right down central, 2-2.
So, Jevin, if you have any gripes, talk to Zan. He's the coordinator for timeouts.
And I'm the one that the referees go to for replays.
Oh, you run the replay, right?
I do run the replay. So that is my spiel.
Well, the call doesn't go Evansville's way. I know who to blame. Here's a 2-2 pitch that's lifted in the air to right. Lazy fly ball for McNamee. He makes the catch. 1 out. That's the first out of the third. And now it's the 9th place hitting catcher, Arturo Nieto, hitting 207. And he's driven in 7 this year. Well, it's hard to believe. I mean, you look at it, we're already late August. Basketball starts middle to late October. I saw the NBA release some parts of their schedules, the rest coming out on Friday. But the summer went by so quick, and I think in large part to what we had last year, nothing going on, and everybody tried to cram in some fun this summer from what they missed out on last year.
And of course, the Pacers yet again don't have a game on Christmas Day, so
that was a given, though.
Yeah, they weren't.
It'd be nice to get that noon game once against the Knicks at the Garden.
I think in order to do that, you have to have a winning record.
Still, though, the Pacers have had a lot of success lately, and they have not been given a Christmas game the following year.
You know who is playing on Christmas, though, right? The Colts. They're in Arizona.
They are.
Saturday night, Christmas night.
It'll be a fun game.
Really?
Yep.
See, I don't like my teams playing on big holidays because that's the day I just get to sit back and enjoy sports. And
the Colts played the Steelers on NBC on Thanksgiving evening. I loved it, even though the Colts were struggling that year. And with
one of my favorite games from Colts that I've ever watched was whenever they played against Detroit on Thanksgiving.
Yes, and Peyton Manning threw 5 or 6 touchdowns. Yeah,
6 touchdowns.
That was legendary. I'll always remember that game.
2004, right?
Yes.
0-2 pitch to Nieto, a line shot past the second baseman into right field. So the first Miners hit comes with 1 out for the 9th place hitting catcher Nieto.
Got to do this for Brandon. There goes the no-no.
There goes the no-no. And as Preston pointed out with Peyton Manning, that was the year he set the NFL record for single-season touchdowns in one game.
On the season, yeah.
Yeah, breaking Dan Marino's record, which has since been broken, so not even Peyton Manning has that record anymore.
No, he does. Brady broke it, then Manning broke it again in Denver.
But I thought then Drew Brees broke it.
Did Brees throw for 55 in a single season?
Yeah, I mean, the New Orleans Saints, this was just a couple of years ago.
Huh, I must have missed that.
Anyways, here's Fuente, the second baseman, who is 0 for 1.
I just remember Brees throwing that many touchdowns in one year.
The pitch is a line shot to the right side. And the catch was made by the first baseman, Crane. He steps on the first base bag for the 3 unassisted double play. How do you like that?
I like that a lot. Right. That's the Zane Cloudfilter half inning.
There you go.
After 3, no score. Otters and Miners on the Otters Digital Network and Otters YouTube channel.
We love our kids and want them to be healthy. After all, a healthy child can make for a happy child. That's why Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield offers health insurance for children up to age 18 at low or no cost. From doctor visits to dental care, Anthem is here to put resources at your fingertips and simple solutions within your reach. And that is something to smile about. Call 1-800-403-0864 to enroll today. To learn more, visit anthem.com/inmedicaid.
Getting ready and keeping fit for baseball season is hard work. That's why you'll find Evan at Bob's Gym. Getting fit, having fun, being an Otter. Be like Evan. Try a free 3-day pass at Bob's.
Top of the 4th, we're scoreless. Otters and Miners with Zane Cloudfelter, Jordan Fisher. I'm Javin Revin, Preston Lindenbach running the production tonight. We're at Bossy Field. Otters and Miners at Rent One Park, and we have an emergency. We've got to fix something from the last half inning. What happened,
Zane
guys?
was wrong. Zane was wrong.
This is an IU Hoosier
first time ever.
Trivia.
First time ever.
2013, Peyton Manning did set the single-season record for 55 touchdown passes.
I ignored his time with the Broncos because I was mad.
He was really good. But Drew Brees does have the career passing touchdown record. However, that will not stand very long because Brady will pass him.
Especially with a 17-game schedule now.
Yes, and Brady is like infinite.
So all those records, and I feel bad for the guys.
Swing and a miss by Andrew Penner leading off the 4th inning. 5, 6, and 7 up for Evansville. Penner struck out leading off the 2nd.
And especially like in the Frontier League, if they ever decide to add to the 96 regular season game schedule, then those records will too be broken.
Well, and so here's the thing that I think about that too. At one time, the NFL was going with just 14 games, and then they expanded to 16. So it's just a natural progression. It's going to happen.
The wind and the 1-1 pitch is lifted foul down the right field line off the bat of Penner, 1-2.
If anything's not going to be changed, it's MLB records, I think, because they're trying to reduce the 162 games.
Probably should.
Yeah, baseball does not need more games.
That's a lot of games.
Well, I like it just at 162. Don't change it.
Yeah. 1-2 pitch, fouled back to the screen.
I'd be fine with like 140.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I almost feel like you could start a month later. I mean, those April games are brutal to sit through.
I would just start in May.
But it's fun. It's a spring. It shows that the weather's going to warm up eventually.
Well, the weather will warm up whether it's baseball or not.
That's a fair point.
Yeah, we learned that in 2020 with the 60-game schedule that started in July.
2 balls and 2 strikes on Penner, trying to get on base here. Otters had leadoff man on last inning, but failed to score. They stranded the bases loaded. Bouncing ball to second, gobbled up by Flette. He takes his time and rifles one to first. Penner is out.
Honestly, one of my highlights of the pandemic situation, there weren't a lot of them, to be honest with you, but it was opening night, and a couple of us came out here. Jevin, you were out here. Jordan, you were out here too. Preston was. And we watched the Cardinals-Pirates opening day at Busch Stadium. There was nobody at Busch Stadium for that game, and there was nobody at Bosse Field outside of the, 10 of us who were socially distanced on the infield watching on the video board.
We even had our own game of cornhole going on out there.
We did, and it really was therapeutic for, I think, all of us.
Threw a baseball back and forth, just played some catch.
Just some normalcy in a weird time.
One out batter is Phillips, and he takes outside ball 1. Dakota struck out. That was back in the second inning, one of 2 strikeouts from his left-hander, Kynes.
And Jevin not related to Dane Phillips, but from the same Texas town, as my understanding. Both were catchers, Dane Phillips, Dakota Phillips, both from Nacogdoches, Texas. They know of each other.
And last night when I was filling my scorebook, I made sure I put Dakota because sometimes I forget and think he's Dane.
Yeah, if you put D. Phillips, he'll throw you off.
Big swing and a miss by Phillips, trying to yank a 2-0 pitch out toward right, came up empty.
Of course, Dane being a Frontier League champion on that Evansville Otters 2016 team, and Dakota living up to that Phillips name, at least in Evansville, for the fans.
Shift is on here for Phillips. The shortstop plays nearly behind the second base bag. And he's tied up with a fastball, inner half of the plate, 2-2. The same pitch that Phillips struck out on his first time up.
And then Alex Phillips, the pitcher who was then signed to Affiliated Baseball, was cousins with Dane. So Andy being able to use the same pipelines.
The 2-2 pitch on the outside corner. Strike 3 is called. That's really 2 tough ABs for Phillips in the sense that Kynes made 2 excellent pitches the first time, inner half the plate, and now this time he paints the outside corner.
Yeah, they just showed a replay on the live stream, and that was just a perfect spot for that fastball. Just low and away on the corner. There's not a whole lot Phillips could do there.
Third strikeout of the game for Kynes, and here is Cordero. Kynes trying to work his second 1-2-3 inning of the evening, and I think he got it. Fly ball into center. There's Jared Meng, and a fast top of the 4th inning for Evansville. Miners back to the dish. No score on the Otters Digital Network and Otters YouTube channel.
Fix up your home with Heritage. Our home improvement financing options can help you change your home now and pay for it over time. Upgrade your home. Make home repairs. Remodel a kitchen. Build a new deck. Add a new room. Remodel your bath. Update appliances. Whether it's a small weekend project or a large renovation, Heritage Federal Credit Union can help you finance your improvements today. Fix up your home with Heritage.
Before you danced the first dance. Before you walked down the aisle. Before the tables were set with care. Before you penned a single invitation. Before the day that went beyond your wildest expectations. There was the little green box from Brinker's Jewelers for befores and happily ever afters.
Home out of the 4th inning, Miners and Otters, no score. Godinho early and Sandoval up for Southern Illinois. Portela has been solid so far, allowing just 1 hit. He has hit a man, but the Miners have not had someone reach second base. here in the contest.
Tell you what, he was on fire last night. Gelton Gadino was. I know you just talked about it, but I mean, he really, really played well last night.
First pitch here to Gadino. He popped out to foul territory first time up. I have a question. Okay.
Can the fans hear this?
Are people from Barry Global deaf? I mean, is that why this is so loud for them?
It's loud, but
I want to give a congrats to Diane, though. They just talked about her for 30 seconds, and she sounds like the person of the year in Evansville at Barry Global.
Barry with their company picnic outing here at Bossy Field, going through some company awards as the 0-1 pitch is lifted into shallow right field. Going back is Mattis. He makes a leaping catch as Cadino just kind of stuck his bat out there, making contact, 1 out.
Just wait till they do the fireworks later.
Now, there's apparently fireworks coming up in a matter of moments, but right now they're on right field.
They're going at 9 o'clock.
I will say, I cringe when people say fireworks just because after a couple of years working in minor leagues, it's just like, fireworks again?
Yeah, that's kind of how I am too.
I like fireworks at Bossy Field the first time of the season, the last time of the season, and then 4th of July if I'm in town.
My favorite's going on Twitter and seeing how many people complain about the fireworks on a Wednesday night.
So I will say, after
Thursday
I did 1 year here in 2016, there was fireworks everywhere we went. Did 1 year AAA of the Reds in Louisville for the Bats. I thought, okay, maybe at AAA they don't do fireworks as much. I was wrong. I think it was more than Frontier League.
People love the fireworks. There's more money to buy fireworks at AAA as well.
Here's the 1-0 pitch to Early. Nobody on, 1 out in the 4th inning. No score. Breaking ball. Curves in for a strike from Portela. Early, I'm sorry, this isn't Early because he was out of the game. He was hit by that pitch.
Bartels.
Back in the first, so it's Bartels batting. My apologies. Bartels, a right-handed slugger. And the 1-1 pitch is fouled back to the screen, 1-2. What's his first name?
Carson
Bartels. Wearing number 12.
Well, this guy's wearing 21.
Yeah, it's 21. Bartels.
Oh, he was wearing 12 earlier in the year.
These are special jerseys, though, with the paw prints.
That is a good point.
Now, Jordan, I know you struggle with colors. Do you struggle with numbers, too?
Ha, ha, ha. Now, I'm sitting
He
back
did go to North Posey, John.
Okay. All right. Because I want to remember that.
That's a second school in Posey County, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it is, yeah.
I'm going to remember that, Zane.
I went to Harrison.
Yeah.
It was a blue ribbon school when I was there.
Okay.
It's not anymore.
Count is 4-3-2 here on Bartels, hitting for the first time tonight. No score in the 4th. The base is empty with 1 out, and Portela glares in, shakes off the catcher Phillips a couple of times, and as they agree, the batter says, "Hang on, timeout, please."
That's one thing I would like to see limited, not mound visits. Stepping out of the box.
It's up to the umpire.
Payoff pitch headed home. Low and outside, ball 4. A 1-out walk to Bartels. So he's on base for Ariel Sandoval.
That's why I would be a very big advocate for a pitch clock. It doesn't have to be anything insane.
So Ariel Sandoval digs in, flew out to center, relatively deep center, ending the first inning. Only played a couple of games for the minors this year. He's 1 for 7. Does have an RBI to his credit. And Portela checks on Bartels over at first base.
It's like this is a situation right here where I would really like a pitch clock to be active, just because once you step on the rubber, I mean, you should be able to step off and pick off or whatever else, but just to speed it up a little bit.
Here's a foul back to the screen, strike 1.
But then again, I know that comes with the game of baseball, that it's a bit of a chess match. There's some mind games between the hitter and the pitcher.
Otters have turned 1 double play tonight. That was a line drive double play, 3 unassisted last inning. How about another twin killing? The 1-strike pitch on the outside corner, strike 2.
Jevin in that Bob Carpenter scorebook. Glad you are scoring it because the live stats haven't worked since the first inning. Last time we were in Marion, though, there were some technical glitches just with their internet server that I experienced firsthand, traveling out there. So you never know.
2-strike pitch on the outside corner, but Portela did not get the call. I think it was just a tick off the plate. He was hoping for strikeout number 2 of the night. Did not get the call from our home plate umpire, Dykman.
The Miners are taking some pretty tough pitches here.
From the belt, Portela looks in. Phillips sets up inside. And a pickoff attempt over at first base. So I just got a text. And it said, Freddie Freeman hit for a cycle tonight, second time in his career. And
just looking at that.
The question I want to bring up to you guys, what do you think is the toughest thing to do in baseball? Is a cycle, hit for the cycle, number 1?
I think it's a 4 home run game.
Hit for the cycle, but in the proper order of a single, double, triple home run.
Okay, we're getting really specific.
Here's a ground ball, right side. Diving play by the first baseman, Crane. Race to the bag, and he wins that race. 3 unassisted, 2 outs.
I know it was that specific of a question, but it was just like to do it in order.
Jordan's just a hater.
No, I just didn't anticipate.
Well, I mean,
that.
of the very common things you watch for. So like a no-hitter, a perfect game. Obviously, 4 runs would be tough, or 4 home runs would be tough. So would 5 home runs.
I will say, I don't know if it'll ever happen again, but with Tatis Sr. hitting 2 grand slams in a single inning,
off the same pitcher, Chan-Ho Park.
I don't think that'll ever happen again, regardless of whether it's the same pitcher or a different pitcher. I don't think that's ever going to happen again.
No, it'll never happen with the same pitcher just because of how pitchers are now managed and how bullpens are more prevalent in the game.
So runner at second base now with 2 outs. Again, scoreless here in the 4th. And the batter is Luke Mangieri, who struck out looking. Leading off the home half of the 2nd. He has 39 RBIs. Trying to get number 40 here and to put Southern Illinois in front 1-0.
One more note on the Freddie Freeman thing real quick. He did that through 6 innings. And it's against Don Mattingly's Marlins.
Pickoff attempt at second and close play, but just getting his hand back in there was Bartels.
So the cool thing about that Fernando Tatis Sr. and the Chan-Ho Park, that game was not available on cable for the St. Louis Cardinals that night. So you see the highlights of that all these years later. It's the Dodgers TV broadcast with Mike Shannon and Joe Buck on KMOX providing the overlay because it wasn't on TV.
The more you know.
Here's a bouncing ball foul third base side, 0-2, and Portela now a strike away from stranding a man in scoring position. By the way, this is the first base runner the Miners have in scoring position tonight.
This really does feel like a playoff series, though. It's very well pitched.
Every game they've played for really the last 2 weeks.
Really? It's because Southern Illinois knows this is their chance to cut into that deficit if they're going to stay in the playoff push.
Yeah, they probably need a sweep here. The 0-2 pitch from Portela. Breaking ball over but low, and the count is 1-2. These two teams will have one more series. That'll be back in Marion here in about a week and a half or so. Otters will have a 10-game road trip, which could be tough later here in the season. Starting play with a 1-game lead on a playoff spot over Florence. 1-2 offering to Mangieri. Inside corner, strike 3 is caught. He gets the ring up for the second time tonight. And he's not too pleased with the strike zone, but once again, that was right on the corner. So the Miners straighten a man out at second base, and after 4, we're still scoreless on the Otters Digital Network and Otters YouTube channel.
If you're looking for a liquor store in Evansville, look no further than Liquor Locker. The Liquor Locker has the best selection at the best prices, including the largest craft beer and bourbon selection in the area. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff will help you find the beer, wine, and liquor you need for any occasion. And check out the fine selection of cigars at all Liquor Locker stores. Liquor Locker is now open Sundays 12 to 8 p.m. and offers citywide delivery. Visit one of our 10 conveniently located stores in the Evansville area today. There is always something for everyone at the Liquor Locker.
Cheer up, Evan. This rain will be out soon. You should download the 14 First Alert app and see for yourself. You can see what's coming up to 7 days in advance, or you can break it down hour by hour. Check out live radar so you can see what's happening in real time. And you can watch 14 News live directly from the app. See, there's nothing to worry about.
Stay in the game with the 14 First Alert app.
This game heads into the top of the 5th inning, and we're still scoreless. Otters and Miners at Rent One Park in Marion, Illinois, here at Bosse Field. Doing this game remotely with Zane Clodfelter and Jordan Fisher. I'm Jevin Redmond. Preston Leinebach handling the controls. How about some runs? What do you say? Evansville here in this frame will have 8, 9, and 1 up. It's Gary Mattis, the second baseman, who walked in the 3rd and also stole second base, but he was left at 3rd base. He looked back at that inning. Big missed opportunity for Evansville. They had 3 walks and a hit in the inning and could not score.
Runners on 1st and 3rd with nobody out.
With someone getting picked off at 2nd, played into it.
2 balls, no strikes on Mattis, hitting .286, no home runs and 7 RBIs.
Through 13 innings, 2 total runs scored in this series so far, and both by the Miners last night.
Here's a fly ball out into left center field. On the move is a left fielder, and he makes the catch. That was Brocato for the first out.
Not enough charge in that one.
Looks like he got a little bit in on his hands. Just couldn't quite get the barrel to it.
Fisted a little bit.
So here's Miles Gordon. Beautiful bunt his last time up. He was trying to sacrifice Mattis from 2nd to 3rd, pushed it up the first base line. It stayed fair. Mangieri, the first baseman, had to make a decision whether to let it roll or pick it up, and I think it was going to stay fair. And by the time he scooped it up, it was too late. Everybody was safe.
Best bunt you'll see all season, I think. At least for the Evansville Otters.
The 1-strike pitch, breaking ball, is high and tight on Gordon. 1-1.
You know, that reminds me. I remember seeing somewhere on YouTube a couple years ago. I think it was in the Japanese league. They do like a bunt derby, almost like a home run derby, but
I've seen that.
bunt it. I think
that's my kind of way to determine a game.
I thought that was one of the coolest like events you can have in baseball.
So
it takes some serious skill to have that touch on the bunt.
I think that would be more entertaining and interesting than a home run derby, to be honest.
Yeah,
because the ball like trickles and you have to get it to a certain area, and the crowd's like
especially the spin as well. Because if you bunt a certain way with the spin, it can easily go foul.
1-2 pitch to Gordon is slapped down the left field line, and it goes foul. Just past Andy McCulley down there. Still 1-2 here on Gordon.
I will say, during the pandemic, the Korean Baseball League, or whatever its official letters are, the KBO, that really got me through, because I did stay up late for a lot of those games that were simulcast on ESPN. It was baseball.
1-2 offering to Gordon. Swing and a miss. Could not catch up with a high, hard one that was belt high, outer half of the plate. Second out of the inning. And another strikeout here for Kynes. For Kynes, that is strikeout number 4 of the game. And back to the top of the order, Andy DeJesus. There's an off-speed pitch to DeJesus up in the zone, ball 1. Andy has lined out to short, and he was a big out last time up in the 3rd. As we mentioned, 1st and 3rd, nobody out, but he popped up to the first baseman. The pitch fouled off. First base side, 1-1.
Going back to your KBO comment that you had, remember many times getting up early for work in the morning and the game would still be going on, and I just thought it was so interesting because it's like you still do have sports going through the entire evening, because I have once worked night shift for an entire summer. There's not a whole lot on TV at that time.
Right.
2 balls and a strike on DeJesus, trying to extend the inning to McNamee. Otters with just 1 hit tonight. Miners with 1 hit tonight. It's been a pitcher's duel again. 2-1 offering. Jammed him, kind of an inside-out swing from DeJesus, sprinkled foul up the first base line. Count is even at 2-2. If you guys had the ability to, with the Olympics, what one Olympic sport would you guys like to compete in?
I think it'd be pretty cool to play for Team USA and the basketball team.
Oh, it's so original, though.
I
was hoping for something.
But
something
so here you go, Jevin. This is the answer you're looking for after this pitch.
It's popped up. How about after this half-inning break? First base side, Mangieri makes the catch. 3 or 4 steps on the outfield turf. What a tease it is. People on the edge of their seats after that one.
Zane's going to choose pole vaulting, pretty sure.
No, I'm not.
No?
Halfway home, no score from Marion. Otters and Miners on the Otters Digital Network and Otters YouTube channel. Otters back the dish. Or I'm sorry, the Miners back the dish in the home half of the 5th inning. No score. And as Portela finishes up his warm-up pitches on the mound, we're having the conversation about if you had the ability to play one Olympic sport, what would you pick? And Jordan said basketball.
I'm going to change my answer. I got bullied.
But I played golf for Evansville Harrison. But I'm not going to pick golf, even though it is an Olympic sport. Speed walking, because one of the most impressive Olympic athletes in speed walking history, who's won numerous golds, is an actual Evansville Harrison grad. And I didn't realize this until I think it was the 2016 games where the Courier and Press actually did a story on him. And in the little-known sport of speed walking, he had dominated the last, 15 years. Who knew?
That's pretty incredible, actually. I think since I'm going to change my answer, I'm going to go to archery, because I think it takes a serious amount of skill to be able to shoot a bow and arrow like that into a target and hit it accurately. Now, I have not watched archery in depth.
Or speed walking.
So I don't know all the rules. Well, I think I can figure out the rules of speed walking.
I do speed walking on my way to Macy's or Dillard's or JCPenney at Eastland Mall.
I try to avoid Eastland Mall at times.
It's a 1-1 count, by the way.
Leadoff hitter here in the 5th inning is Brocato, who bounced out to second his first time up. A big swing and a miss. 1-2 as Portela blew it right by him. I always thought it would be fun just because I enjoyed it in PE class growing up. Was never very good, but I think water polo would be a lot of fun.
I thought about water polo as well. I never got to play water polo because we didn't have a pool at North Posey.
That looks stressful to me, though, because it's
looks
basically
like
rugby in the water.
It looks like a serious workout.
Hey, be thankful you guys didn't have a pool, because we had to go through classes all the way through junior high and freshman year of high school where we had to take swim classes, and there was nothing worse than getting in the freezing pool at 8 in the morning and then having to go the rest of the day smelling chlorine.
I mean, hey,
be thankful you didn't have a pool.
You up.
EVSC schools had to share Lloyd Pool, which is still open until the Lily King Aquatic Center opens across the street.
1-2 pitch is bounced to the right side. Second baseman has it. That is Gary Mattis, and he throws out Brocato, 1 out.
No, it blows my mind, too. When my parents moved to Evansville, they grew up in Vincennes. They were in college elsewhere. Moved to Danville, Kentucky. They moved back right before I was born to Evansville. They were stunned to move here to find that all the big Evansville high schools shared football home venues at the time, where you had Harrison, Bosse, and Memorial sharing Enlow Field, and then you had North High School and Central sharing Central Stadium, and then Mater Dei and Wright sharing the bowl. Now, outside of Mater Dei and Wrights and Memorial, they all have their own venues.
Right. Say, because Mater Dei and Wright still share the bowl, and then Memorial will bounce between Enlow and
Romaine Stadium, where Harrison is.
They even occasionally played a game at Central Stadium as well. That's another option.
Yep.
Pitch is outside to Ian Walters, the Miners' third baseman. He bounced back to the pitcher the first time. And the 1-0 pitch to Walters is on the outside corner, evens the count. All right, we got some food up here. Looks like burger and a cookie.
If those are the same cookies we had during the homestand, those cookies are amazing.
Well, let's find out. Thank you. And some chips.
Oh, man.
Got a buffet, the 1-1. Over but low.
You're not going to get better service than you will here, Bossy Field.
No, you're not.
Do we tip?
I don't have any cash. Sorry.
Let's see if the cookie's any good. Soft.
It's very soft.
Yep.
That's key to being a good cookie then.
It is.
Thank you to the Berry Picnic going on here at Bossy Field.
And Keith Milliken, Preston Leinenbach bringing up our food.
Counts 3-1 here on the Walters with 1 out. 5th inning of a scoreless game. Inning started with Brocato bouncing out to second. Still each team with just 1 hit in the game. It's been pretty uneventful. It's been a fairly uneventful series so far. Swing and a miss, counts full on Walters.
Tell you what, pitchers for both sides have really shown up so far in this series. It's been the classic case of a pitcher's duel. And really, again, just like last night, it could come down to just getting 1 or 2 runs to be the difference.
Here's a 3-2 offering for Ian Walters. And it's lifted in the air down the left field line. Now to play, though, for Andrew Penner. He watches it go into the seats for a souvenir.
What did we tease, though, earlier? Paulo Portela keeping the Otters in the game. He just needs a little bit of run support.
Now he came in with a 7-1 record. ERA 3.55. This being his 15th start and game of the year. Working with 1 out in the 5th, a 3-2 offering. Breaking ball is fouled off over the Otters dugout, third base side.
I'm sure that mascot dancing behind home plate has to be somewhat agitating. Evan the Otter doesn't do that at Bossy Field.
No, he doesn't.
These are some of the most active mascots I've seen in baseball. They are always dancing.
That's their in-between inning entertainment, I feel like, every half inning.
3-2 offering, another foul ball, third base side.
And of course, if you guys remember from traveling to Rent One Park, the way the roof is, if there's a foul ball and it lands at a particular spot, the fans have to turn around and look to make sure the ball doesn't actually land on their heads because it's slanted towards the field. Yes.
On top of them.
3-2 pitch again for Walters. Good AB here and battle with Portela and Walters. And the batter, Walters, wins the AB. He took a fastball low and inside. It's a 1-out walk. That is the second walk given up by Portela. He's also hit a man. In stands Jared Mang, who flew out to right field. Jordan, I don't know if you mentioned it on air. I heard you talk about it. You have a score update with Florence tonight?
Correct. I actually just refreshed that. Sussex County is leading that game 5-4 in the bottom of the 8th. Sussex County has 2 outs. So they're getting ready to wrap up the bottom of the 8th and head to the top of the 9th, where Florence will once again be at a do-or-die situation.
So our last FrontierLeagueTV.com scoreboard update, 5-4 in the 5th, still the same in the 8th.
Pickoff attempt over at first base. Walters in safely. Evansville started the night with a 1-game lead, and you were telling me they had the tiebreaker as well with Florence. So theoretically,
8-4 record head-to-head with the Yalls.
So theoretically, it's like a 2-game lead. Fastball caught the bottom part of the zone to Ming. Strike 1 called.
Because tiebreaker games do not exist in the Frontier League. Do you like the Yalls nickname, being a former Frontier League broadcaster and doing freedom games?
I don't mind it. Now, that water tower is welcome to Florence, y'all, right? Is that where it comes from?
That's my understanding, because that's basically their new mascot is the water tower in mascot form.
So I get it. It's kind of fun for the Frontier League and minor league baseball. I did like Florence Freedom better, I think.
It rolled off the tongue, had alliteration to it.
Yeah. No balls and a strike still on Mang here. Otters will love a double play ball up the middle. De Jesus and Mattis, the combination. From the belt, the 0-1 pitch is lifted foul behind home plate. No balls and 2 strikes with Nieto, the catcher, on deck, who has the lone hit for the Miners tonight. He also had the RBI double last night that broke the game open.
The last Frontier League rebrand I do remember was the Rockford Riverhawks becoming the Rockford Aviators for a couple of years, and then they eventually folded at Love Field.
2-strike pitch. Phillips wants it outside. That's where he got it for a ball. Pickoff attempt down to first base, and in safely head first is Walters as he scampers back. These two teams will wrap up a 3-game series tomorrow night at 7:05. Jordan Fisher will have the play-by-play for you. Otters back home Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and also Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, a 6-game homestand. 1-2 offering is spoiled first base side.
With that beautiful off day on a Monday. That's my favorite type of homestand. If you have to have 6 games, Preston and I were chatting about this earlier this season. If you have to have a 6-game homestand, it's nice to have that 6-game and 7-day homestand where earlier this year the Otters had a 7-game homestand in 6 days because they had a doubleheader.
End up having a 9-game homestand at one point, too.
They did. That was early in the season, which was odd.
Well, I saw, too, AAA, they have changed their schedules around. They're actually playing until like October 3rd this year, but to kind of limit travel, a lot of those series are week-long series, so you're playing 6 games. There are some teams that are hosting 2 weeks long of homestands. You have an off day somewhere in there, but, man, that's brutal on the staff. Two straight weeks of games at home.
Absolutely. I'm sure the baseball players love it because they get to stay at home for 2 weeks.
I tell you what, the broadcasters probably like it too because they don't have to travel as much, but everyone else.
And probably not good for the fans either because those fans aren't going to go to X amount of games in that short of time. That's why the typical breaks in a schedule for baseball work so well, because if you want to go to 1 game every other week, you can do that with a normal schedule.
1-2 pitch to Jared Mang, a swing and a miss. He strikes out for the second out of the inning, keeping Walters at first base with 2 away, and it's up to Arturo Nieto, who's had a good series from Venezuela. He is their catcher. He singled into shallow right center field his first time up. Got jammed and just kind of fisted it out toward right center.
By the way, it looks like the live stats are now updated for this Evansville Southern Illinois game.
They've caught up because I've been monitoring it. They've been, I guess, playing catch up and taking note and having to input it in themselves. So kudos to the Miners staff for getting back up to date with that.
I wonder if they have a Bob Carpenter scorebook.
Well, I was curious. Portello is around 80 pitches working here in the 5th, so you're thinking probably get him through 6 as long as nothing crazy happens. Maybe a little bit in the 7th. We'll see. 1 strike pitch to Nieto. Instead, they check on Walters over at first base.
I feel like Portello's been stretched a lot this year, so he has the stamina and the arm strength to get to that 7th or 8th inning if necessary. And in a scoreless game, why stress the bullpen if he's doing such a good job controlling things so far?
From the stretch, Portella pauses, and now he pumps one home. This one tails away from Nieto. It's back to the top of the order if he can reach, with Flete, the second baseman, on deck.
Now, you're spot on. Really, you want to stretch out your starter as long as you can, save the bullpen. Really just try to get it to where they turn it over in the 8th and 9th and see if you can get away with a win on the road. Because you definitely don't want to burn through your bullpen in a game that is really going to be highly tested all the way through.
Here's the 1-1. Oh, big swing by Nieto. He had a home run cut. Just missed it. Fouled it back to the screen. Does not have a home run this year, but that was a good-looking swing.
And if you're Max Peterson, you have a lot of good guys in the bullpen, but you would love it to have Polo Portella carried over to the 8th so you can see Taylor Wright, who's reliable, and then Logan Sawyer come on for the potential save in the 9th.
Last night, the Evansville starter went 7, so the bullpen really wasn't touched much in Game 1 of the series.
In fact, we saw Gallardo last night.
Portella is trying to get through this 5th inning. Sets himself, and once again picks off over toward first. So I was told, I guess, coming up here pretty soon, we'll have fireworks at the ballpark at Bossy Field about around 9 o'clock.
I believe at 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock, yeah. For the
a little bit before is what.
So coming up,
he looked like he was signaling 10 minutes.
You might hear some popping in the background.
5 minutes.
1-2 pitch outside, 2-2.
Never a dull moment at Bossy Field, even when the Otters are on the road.
Looks like the cornhole games have wrapped up down the right field line. No more frisbee. The Berry employees have made their way to the stands, and we're told some weather kind of in the area, maybe moving through.
Well, the good thing for us is it's not going to stop our game. No. As long as it doesn't rain in Marion.
And
if it rains here in Evansville, it's fine.
And the field's turf, so they can play through some rain as well.
This is true.
Be nice to walk back to the car, though. In the
I would hope it to be dry by the time we'll go back out to my car, yes.
Who brought the umbrella? I have 3 in my car, but I did not bring one of them inside.
I did not bring an umbrella.
I still remember when I did games back in 2016. I forget where we were coming back from. Maybe might have been Traverse City, which is way up there by Michigan, long haul. We got back like at 5:30 in the morning. At the time, I was living in Mount Vernon, and we got absolutely drenched. So the walk to my car, I was sopping wet. I had to drive about 30 minutes home at 5:30 in the morning. I was questioning my life choices of what I was doing on that drive home. Here's a breaking ball on the turf. The runner does not move up to second base. It counts full 3-2 on Nieto.
Yeah, I never had to experience that season either. So I got fortunate there, which my drive is about half of that. I lived on the west side at that time. And so, like, when we got back, I remember Washington, I think, was the latest we got back. It was like 4 o'clock in the morning, but there was no rain. It was dry. So I was able to walk to my car peacefully and drive home peacefully and then fall asleep.
Traverse City no longer in the league, so.
That was actually my favorite ballpark. Traverse City was cool.
Whirlpool Park.
So I never did
the beach bums.
I did not get to visit that. Jevin got that road trip for that year.
Just a long road trip.
3-2 pitch is lifted in the air down the right field line. Camera is showing center field, and it looks like the ball goes out of play and foul.
It reminds me, though, back in 2016, Jevin and I did the best we could to split up those road trips, so we each got some of the long ones.
So you got Lake Erie.
I got Washington. He got Lake Erie and Traverse City, but I think I got more road trips in total is what it was.
See, I'd rather
my longest
take
road trip was Washington.
Well, I know you took a lot of the road games late in the year because I was going back to school at USI, so it was tough for me to go on the road.
I think that was part of the trade-off.
Okay.
But you got to call the final out of the championship,
I did
though.
get to call the final out of the championship game.
Kind of, sort of.
That's right.
Bill McCune also on the call
We
with
discussed that the other night, actually. That one, the 3-2s fouled off once again. It was funny. Bill tried saying that it was Jevin that actually made that call.
Not Gordon.
No. He made it with me. So Bill was trying to play it off like he wasn't the one that.
Oh no, he was on the air.
You and I did split that game alternate innings, but you had the ninth inning with the final out. Yeah.
And Jevin had social media, if I remember correctly.
That's right. And I did have the RBI single that won the game for the Otters. So it worked out well.
Gomez.
Yeah, worked out well.
And then Jevin and I drove each day to games 3 and 4 in O'Fallon, Missouri, that Saturday and Sunday, because the Friday.
I just want you to be prepared there doing the countdown for the fireworks.
Here we go, guys.
So we get a show while we're watching the game.
Payoff pitch to Nieto is outside ball 4. So 2 walks in the inning here from Portela. And it's first and second with 2 outs and trouble brewing back to top the order in Flete.
In this situation, Portella's going to have to reel it in and figure out a way to get out of this inning, because the last thing you want to do is get so close to getting out of the jam and then giving up a run that could end up being the difference.
I appreciate the live broadcast and the fireworks.
I was wondering why your phone was just pointing at me.
It's for a snap story.
So Flete digs in. And tonight, he has bounced out to second, and he's also lined into a double play. Hit the ball hard to the first baseman Crane his last time up, and he stepped from the back 3 unassisted.
Flete is still looking for his first RBI of the season, right? That's what you just said?
Correct, yeah, and he is 5 for 32 at the plate.
Now, I think he only joined the minors 10 or 12 games ago, if that. I do think he was in midseason. I guess you could call him acquisition. I think he played for the minors in 2019.
Attacks a first pitch and fouls it off third base side, strike one. Have to be honest. When I was sitting in my broadcasting classes back in 2016, I did not have this drawn up where we're doing a game remotely in Evansville. Again, it's in Marion, eating food, watching a fireworks show for the Berry employees.
Well, then again, last night you didn't expect to be sitting on your couch with your reclined seat back.
No.
So
that's why this job's fun, because you never know.
You never know, exactly.
When we do start traveling on the road, that's going to be boring.
Right. It's going to be like, man, can we just stay at home on my couch where I can recline and be comfortable?
And Ryan Brown is really jealous because he could have stayed home the whole time and just done the games remotely and not traveled.
0-1 pitches outside to Flete. 1 ball and 1 strike. With Walters at second base, Nieto at first. 2 outs in the 5th of a scoreless game.
I will say I don't know if I could do an entire season remotely.
No.
Just because at some point you do want to be on the road trip. You do want to be with the guys. It helps you kind of understand the players throughout the year. But also, there's something to be said for doing the game live at the ballpark.
Here's the 1-1 offering. Outside 2-1. So using this past basketball season, not traveling with UE, I was shocked at just how much from the outside I felt like I was. I almost felt like a fan because UE had some new faces. I never got to meet them in person, really. Except the home games, yeah, but all of our conversations on Zoom, you kind of felt like just a fan doing the games. You didn't know a whole lot of information about them.
Yeah. Or like a blogger.
Yeah.
There's just a lack of not really communication, but just interaction.
Yeah.
And it's a big part of it that people don't really realize.
2-1 pitch to Flete. A breaking ball is ripped right side, base hit into right field. Here comes a runner from second, Walters. The throw to the plate is offline. The Miners strike first on a 2-out RBI single by Brian Flete. 1-0 Miners here in the fifth.
What a way to get your first RBI with the team that you're playing for. And Brian Flete has had multiple opportunities against the Evansville Otters to do some damage and finally does it there.
So his first RBI drives in Walters from second. Also going first to third on the play was Nieto. This inning continues for Yeltsin Godinho, the shortstop. Godinho is 0 for 2. Pop out to first and a line out to second. Well, it's the curse of the food. I was looking forward to snacking some. This inning is going forever now. They brought this food up like 45 minutes ago, it feels like.
So no, the food is a double hamburger with plenty of ketchup and mustard, plus your classic Lay's chips, which you can't go wrong, and then a chocolate chip cookie to boot.
We've got enough ketchup for about 5 burgers.
That's great.
Yeah. You like ketchup, though, don't you?
I love ketchup. I'll sop it.
Have you ever seen this man eat fries with ketchup?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
It's bad.
Yeah.
It's bad.
It's almost disgusting.
It is.
So do you know what I love to do is buy the Tostitos chips, and instead of buying salsa, just get some Heinz.
Well, no.
And just
Zane, that's not okay.
That's my salsa. No, it's just
Totino's and ketchup.
Yeah. I mean, it's tomatoes.
I'll eat Ruffles and stuff with ketchup. It's like potatoes, yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
I'm just not that big of a fan of ketchup. I just could not imagine eating chips with ketchup.
Big Red, not a fan of ketchup, huh?
Yeah.
That's weird.
I know, that's weird.
Yeah.
Because Big Red is a ketchup brand here in Indiana.
Well, the Otters had a meeting on the mound to try to calm down Portela and get him through this 5th inning, minimizing the damage. Right now he is battling Godinho, who's 0 for 2 tonight. Swings and misses, strike 1. 1-0 Miners. They have first and third with 2 outs looking for more, and our fireworks show is over here at Bossy Field.
To a rousing ovation from the Berry Global employees.
And the 0-1. Outside corner, strike is called, 0-2.
And we have Joel Patfield doing the MC duties here at Bossy Field tonight.
Mm-hmm. So does that mean the Berry Global picnic is over? Was that the last thing?
I believe the fireworks was the grand finale.
It is a work night as well.
Yeah, it's 9 o'clock.
Go home. No. Stay as long as you like.
2-strike pitch is poked softly to the second baseman, charging hard and throwing to first base is Mattis. He gets Godinho by a step, ending the Miners' 5th. But they get 2 walks and a 2-out RBI single from Flete. It's 1-0 Miners after 5 on the Otters Digital Network and Otters YouTube channel.
Welcome to a place that feels like home. A place that cares about all of you. Built to help you grow in more ways than you could possibly imagine. To make new friends, travel new paths, soar to new heights, and deepen your spiritual experience. Welcome to Oakland City University.
CenterPoint Energy's newest generation of safe, efficient energy includes capturing and harnessing the natural power of pure sunshine. We are increasing solar in our balanced and reliable energy mix as we power our region with more clean, renewable energy. We're bringing a little piece of the sun to every home and business while reducing carbon emissions and helping create a cleaner environment. It's just a little something for your smart energy future.
Otters find themselves trailing now 1-0, top of the 6th inning. Elijah McNamee digs in, and he takes up, and away. Ball 1, as McNamee is flew out to right. He's also walked, was left at second base back in the 3rd inning. McNamee, Davis, and Riley Crane against Gunnar Kynes, who's pitched 5 scoreless so far. Off-speed pitch floats in for a strike, 1-1. After this next pitch from Kynes, we'll get a scoreboard update. Jordan Fisher is all over it.
FrontierLeagueTV.com scoreboard update.
And Zane's all over that part.
The pitch to McNamee is high, 2-1. All right, scoreboard update.
All right, so Sussex County leading Florence 6-4 now after they scored 1 run in the bottom of the 8th. 2 outs in the top of the 9th. Florence down to their final out of the evening. Of course, if they lose, then again, they cannot gain ground on the Otters, which is good for the Otters if they were to lose, but you still want to try to get that win to build that separation.
So Otters getting some help for a second straight night. Would be nice to get a win. Go 2 games up. Counts 3-1 here on McNamee, leading off the 6th.
Can't really be help unless you take advantage of it, but it's at least a nice little safety net, I guess.
3-1 pitch is fouled back. Also, you can't really forget, too, Miners win. All of a sudden, they're 4.5 back, and you start talking about them some.
Yep.
I'm curious to know if Southern Illinois plays Florence anymore this season.
We'll see if we can figure that out.
We'll have our crack statistician pull that up.
3-2 offering to McNamee, headed home. And he lines one into center field, sinking for a base hit. Good start to the 6th for Evansville, just their 2nd hit of the night. And McNamee is on base for the 2nd time this evening.
The Otters really needed that, and a leadoff man to boot, especially for what's coming up here in the order with Davis and Crane and Phillips. To have McNamee on.
So they actually play 2 more series against Florence. Sorry to interrupt you.
So then the question is, if you're Evansville, then who do you pull for if you're still in first place? Do you pull for the 2nd place team to make sure that 3rd place team doesn't make things interesting?
Looks like we're going to have a pitching change. Night is over for Gunnar Kynes as the Miners go to the bullpen. So we will step aside real quick after the leadoff single from Elijah McNamee. Otters trailing 1-0, top of the 6th on the Otters Digital Network and a YouTube channel.
Come be a part of a nationally recognized program in criminal justice. The Criminal Justice Program at Oakland City University provides students with in-depth knowledge in the fields of law enforcement, forensics, corrections, and juvenile justice. Learn through hands-on experiences and train in areas of investigative forensics, criminology, and police administration. A career-focused major is in your reach and all in a Christian university setting that feels like home. Oakland City University.
Every 6 minutes, a utility line is damaged due to reckless digging. So Indiana relies on these 811 superheroes. Derek the Builder.
I dig for a living, but I always contact 811.
Mary the Gardener.
Before I plant a tree, I contact 811.
And Mike the Contractor.
I contact 811 before I do my work.
Prevent damage or injury. Call 811 anytime or go online 811now.com. This message is sponsored by the Indiana Utility Regulatory Commission and this station.
So the Miners make the first pitching change of the evening. It comes here in the top of the 6th inning. Leadoff single from Elijah McNamee with J.R. Davis coming to the plate. So Gunnar Kynes goes 5+, is responsible for the man at first base, but allows just 2 hits. And it is Zach Lausen into the contest, right-handed pitcher. And again, the first man he faces will be J.R. Davis, who has walked twice tonight.
So Zane asked a question before we took the break for the pitching change, and you asked if you're the Evansville Otters, who would you be rooting for between Florence and Southern Illinois when they are playing those series? My argument would be that you would either A, want them to split the series as the 6 games go as a whole, so there's no ground made up either way, or B, you just always root for the team that's in 3rd place.
Yep. Until you get even, then it doesn't matter.
Until you get even, and then, it doesn't matter at that point. But the biggest thing is Evansville needs to worry about winning the tiebreaker with Southern Illinois, and then they control their own destiny from there.
Well, back to action here as Lausen works from the stretch. Timeout was called by Nieto, the catcher, as J.R. Davis digs in. He walked in the 1st inning, walked in the 3rd, and was left at first base both times.
Real quick question for you guys, too, because I just saw this from The Athletic, a push notification. Shohei Ohtani hit his 40th home run and allowed only 1 run over 8 innings on the mound.
God bless him. I love it.
Where do you think he's going to end up ranking in the all-time player discussion at the end of the day?
At the end of the...
At the end of his career. Do you think he'll be viewed as one of the top 5, top 10, top 15, top 50?
Well, I think
How high do you put him?
If he continues doing what he's doing now, I think you'd have to put him in the top 5 because he would be considered one of the best pitchers and one of the best hitters.
Here's the problem.
How could you not?
Here's the problem, though.
With that.
And I don't care how the Angels do. It's
right. Yeah. That's I've never.
But that's my argument, though. It deals with the Angels. Mike Trout. I think it's a travesty, really, considering the talent that he is. And I feel like he's underestimated and underappreciated because he is not playing with the Dodgers. He's not playing in a major. He's playing in Anaheim, and they're an 83 and 79 ball club. It seems like every year nowadays. The eyes aren't on him.
So that's where, though, I think this kind of reminds me a little bit of the Barry Bonds debate when Bonds was with.
He was still on. He was still on national television.
He was still on good TV teams, and he was still on national TV, but he lacked the postseason success. That was the one big drawback from his career while he was playing. Of course, the whole
at least he was making
stuff happened.
At least he was making the playoffs, though.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like baseball, though, is such an individual sport when you talk about some of the greats. Right. I mean, Mike Trout can't control that. The Angels organization can't.
You're only one spot in the 9-man lineup, yeah.
But he can control his contract, and he has agreed to stay there with, taking the dollars where the dollars might be jeopardizing his career and his overall perception nationally.
This is fair.
That's my point.
2 balls, no strikes on J.R. Davis. Back to me at first base. Laus is the new pitcher for the Miners, trying to find the zone here. And the 2-0 pitch to Davis. Breaking ball over but low, 3-0, and Davis might walk for a 3rd time tonight.
And we know how baseball and professional sports work. If Mike Trout wanted to be a New York Yankee or a Boston Red Sox in that market with that opportunity to succeed, he would have taken that opportunity and left Anaheim.
3-0 pitch. Well, that one spiked in front of home plate, and that is a 4-pitch walk to J.R. Davis. He's walked 3 times tonight. Otters in business, trailing 1-0 top the 6th inning, 2 on, nobody out.
And Keith Milliken is up in the press box. He's enjoying it, so I'll say it for Keith. That's a Deerhead Sidewalk Cafe and Bar, which is what we say at Bossy Field. That is his contact, a great sponsorship that he is connected with the Evansville Otters in 2021, and there's a free plug.
Well, the batter now is Riley Crane, most pop in this Otters lineup. 14 home runs, 63 RBIs. He's 0 for 2 tonight.
So this could be a scary sight for Southern Illinois. The situation brewing.
Lausen trying to find the zone. He does here, catches the outside corner, strike 1.
Notice that Jevin didn't try to predict what Riley Crane was going to do in the second bat either.
I kept my mouth shut this time.
We learned our lesson, and his parents, I'm sure, are listening, and they're thanking us as well if they're superstitious.
Last time he was up, bases loaded, 2 outs, and he hit the first pitch high in the air and fouled out to the 3rd baseman. The 0-1. Breaking ball cut on a miss, swung over the top of it, 0-2. Sharp break to that curve from Lausen. There is a big hole in the shortstop area with the shift on here for Crane.
I really feel like we've seen that a lot more the last month or so against Crane. I don't remember seeing it earlier in the year. But definitely since the beginning of August.
0-2 pitch, breaking ball, low and inside. Did not chase.
Be patient here. You have 0 outs. You have 2 runners on. A wild pitch or a pass ball would be tremendous here to get you out of that double play situation.
Lausen comes set from the letters. Looks towards second. Looks again, now delivers. Breaking ball, strike 3 is called knee high. Crane knew it, couldn't pull the trigger. Big strike out there for Lausen, one away.
Jordan Fisher knew it, and I knew it too.
It's a good breaking pitch there. Of course, we're a little ahead with the live stats, but
yeah, I'm trying not to
look over there.
I'm sorry. I will scroll down here.
Or let me see if that Florence game went final real quick. I'm sure it did.
The FrontierLeagueTV.com scoreboard update from Big Red Jordan Fisher.
You could take it off the screen until we need it. If you want to do that, that way we don't see it.
Yes, final score: Sussex County defeats Florence 6-4.
So the Otters right now a game and a half ahead, 2.5 with that tiebreaker.
First pitch to Penner, tails away from him, ball 1. Penner has struck out in the second. He's also bounced out to second base in the 4th. He has 17 RBIs this year.
Still got to win to make it really worth it. It's got to find a way to bring a run in here to tie this up.
2 on, 1 out, and the 1-0 pitch is up and away. And now Penner in the driver's seat here, 2-0.
Do you guys want me to sing Take Me Out to the Ball Game again tonight?
If you want to.
It's all yours if you want it.
I'm ready.
That's all you.
I don't think anybody else is going to be singing it, so
no,
it's
I
all
will
you.
not be. Preston? No? Keith? You want to sing Take Me Out to the Ball Game?
Don't steal my thunder, Keith.
There you go. It's all Zane then.
Keith is the professional singer here at the ballpark.
The 2-0 to Penner is lifted in the air down the right field line. Over toward foul territory. First baseman ranges and he runs out of room. 2-1.
Yeah, what do you say, Elvis?
So no, I've done plays growing up in public schools in Evansville. I've done honors choir and all that stuff, church choir, but I rarely had a solo where I had to sing. Keith twice for 50s and 70s night pregame rehearsed some songs, played them on the guitar, and really did a great job in entertaining our fans pregame. Instead of having the just generic music playing, we had live music.
2-1 pitch here to Penner. 2 on, 1 out. Otters down 1-0 in the 6th, and a fly ball hit out toward right. Coming in is the right fielder early. He makes the catch, fires it in toward third, and the throw is offline. Sliding in feet first safely is McNamee. And the Otters have first and third now with 2 outs as Penner is 0 for 3. Good base running there by McNamee, realizing the catch was going to be made by early. Went back, tagged up, and is now 90 feet away with 2 outs. It's up to Dakota Phillips, and I'm assuming there's a mound visit because the camera is on Phillips, and he's kind of leaning against the netting, just waiting very patiently, cracking his fingers.
Cracking his neck.
Getting loose, and there's somebody loose in the Miners' pen.
And Mike Pinto is out there, so we got a pitching change, Jevin.
All right, we'll step aside. First and third for the Otters. 2 outs in the 6th. Trail Otters baseball on the Otters Digital Network and Otters YouTube channel.
We love our kids and want them to be healthy. After all, a healthy child can make for a happy child. That's why Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield offers health insurance for children up to age 18 at low or no cost. From doctor visits to dental care, Anthem is here to put resources at your fingertips and simple solutions within your reach. And that is something to smile about. Call 1-800-403-0864 to enroll today. To learn more, visit anthem.com/inmedicaid.
Getting ready and keeping fit for baseball season is hard work. That's why you'll find Evan at Bob's Gym. Getting fit, having fun, being an Otter. Be like Evan. Try a free 3-day pass at Bob's.
Fix up your home with Heritage. Our home improvement financing options can help you change your home now and pay for it over time. Upgrade your home. Make home repairs. Remodel a kitchen. Build a new deck. Add a new room. Remodel your bath. Update appliances. Whether it's a small weekend project or a large renovation, Heritage Federal Credit Union can help you finance your improvements today. Fix up your home with Heritage.
Miners go back to the bullpen once again here in the top of the sixth inning. A left-hander, Kenny Pearson, to face a left-hander hitting Dakota Phillips. First and third, 2 outs for Evansville, trailing 1-0. First pitch from Pearson is in there. Oh, caught a ball. Thought it caught the corner.
I thought it did too, Jeffin.
He's been calling that pitch a strike most of this evening. Pearson not quite over the top as a left-hander. He kind of drops down to the side somewhat. Tough angle here for the lefty Phillips to bat off of, who has struck out twice tonight, and the 1-0 pitch is cut on a missed 1-1. Inning started with McNamee singling up the middle. Davis walked. Crane struck out looking. Penner flew out to right. That moved McNamee from second to third. Otters have not scored in this series yet. From the set position, the 1-1 pitch to Phillips. Headed home. Breaking ball low, below the knees. And now Phillips with the hitter's count here, 2-1. As Rick Horton and John Rooney would say, the swing pitch went to Phillips.
Yeah. And as Beavis and Butthead would say, we're never going to score. We're never going to score. We're never going to score. Positive thoughts, positive thoughts.
It has been 14 2/3 innings for the Otters without scoring here in the series. 2-1 pitch is popped up. They will not score here.
That'll be 15.
Unless the center fielder drops it, or the left fielder. Who's going to catch it? It is the left fielder. And the catch is made.
Good camera work.
Otters strand 2. We go to the home half of the sixth inning. Miners 1, Otters nothing on the Otters Digital Network and the Otters YouTube channel.
Before you danced the first dance. Before you walked down the aisle. Before the tables were set with care. Before you penned a single invitation. Before the day that went beyond your wildest expectations. There was the little green box from Brinker's Jewelers for befores and happily ever afters.
If you're looking for a liquor store in Evansville, look no further than Liquor Locker. The Liquor Locker has the best selection at the best prices, including the largest craft beer and bourbon selection in the area. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff will help you find the beer, wine, and liquor you need for any occasion. And check out the fine selection of cigars at all Liquor Locker stores. Liquor Locker is now open Sundays 12 to 8 p.m. and offers citywide delivery. Visit one of our 10 conveniently located stores in the Evansville area today. There is always something for everyone at the Liquor Locker.
Still 1-0 Miners as they bat in the sixth inning. Polo Portela still in the ball game. He'll have to face the 3, 4, and 5 hitters up. And it is Carson Bartels who did not start this game. He came in for the injured Nolan Early, who was hit by a pitch in the first inning. Bartels did walk in the fourth, and leading off the sixth inning here against Portela, the first pitch to him is over but low, ball 1 on a breaking pitch.
Obviously, we hope Nolan Early's okay because he did take a pitch off that knee, it looked like.
Yeah, I didn't see it, but I heard you guys describing it. It didn't sound great.
Can't be any fun.
1-0 pitch is a breaking ball, knee high, outside corner, counts even, 1-1. Well, last night the Otters didn't have many chances to score. Tonight they've had a couple of really good chances and just can't scratch across the run, but they're only down 1-0. Still 9 outs to go. And Portela doing his job, delivering a strike, knee high on the corner, fastball, 1-2.
Just the inning with 3 walks, though, and a base hit. You can't score. That's going to kill you every time.
Got to take advantage when you get those chances.
Yeah, first and third, nobody out. Portela digging for the grip in his glove, has the one he wants, the 1-2 pitch, a swing and a miss. He blew a fastball right by Bartels. That's the first out in the sixth. brings in Sandoval. 0 for 2 in the game. He's flew out to center. He's also bounced out to first base. Good play by Crane back in the 4th inning, 3 unassisted. Sandoval from the Dominican Republic waves the bat over home plate. Nobody on, 1 out. And from the line, Portela, who's allowed just 2 hits in the game, delivers. Fastball in there, called strike.
He looks like he's headed for a very tough luck loss if Evansville can't get the bats going. Portella's been fantastic tonight on the mound. So far, like you just mentioned, only giving up 2 hits, and really unfortunate to give up that 1 run that he did.
And Portela came in with just 1 loss on the season. He had a 7-1 record, ERA just north of 3, and doesn't appear to be tiring here in the 6th inning, blowing another fastball right by Sandoval on a swing and a miss, 2 strikes.
Zane made the note earlier that Portella's pitched deep into ball games throughout the year, so he is prepared for this situation.
Sandoval crowds the plate just a bit, even stance. 2-strike pitch to him is way outside. Wasted breaking pitch.
And Jeff, and the thing that catches my eye too when you look at these lineups, it's not the hitting that's beating the Otters, it's the timely hitting, because the Otters have multiple guys hitting over 300. The highest guy in the lineup for Southern sitting high 290s.
Portela trying to go inside. It's left over the heart of the plate and a smash into right field for a 1-out single. 3rd hit of the game for the Miners. First for Sandoval.
I mean, for as good as Riley Crane has batted, he's batting 291. On the Miners lineup tonight, he'd be 2nd best. We're currently on the Otters lineup in terms of batting average. He's 4th best of those playing here tonight.
With the way this game has gone, I'm curious to see if Mangieri were to reach here and put runners on 1st and 2nd, or maybe 1st and 3rd. I do wonder if that'll start to signal some bullpen activity if it's not already happening, just because this is such a tight ball game.
He's at 98 pitches right now, Portela is.
So he's getting up there in pitch count. If he gets into a dangerous situation where he gets a runner or runners in scoring position, I think you have to think about making the change just to try to put a stop to it and not let the inning snowball.
And a similar situation as we found last night doing the game remotely, where we asked the same question.
Big swing and a miss by Mangieri. Left-hander tried to golf one. Blow the knees inside, came up empty, and he has struck out twice tonight, both looking and both times barking at the home plate umpire. Started play batting 274. He has 39 RBIs. Stands very tall in that batter's box, and a pickoff attempt over at first.
Think anybody's playing miniature golf on the miniature golf course, which my understanding is free this year if you show up to a Miners home game. Free parking and free mini golf.
Interesting. I did not know that. Might be.
0-1 pitch is hit in the air down left field line. 0-2. How many holes are there for this mini golf?
I have never been invited to play by Jason Garriott. We're told how many? 9. Okay. Tim Calderwood, our friend in Schaumburg, he's played that with Jason.
2 strikes on Mangieri. Portela hoping for a strikeout or a ground ball double play. He is very concerned about Sandoval over at first base. Snap throw.
He's late in the game for a starter's point of view. Rest that arm.
I was just getting ready to ask. I've brought that point up before. It's almost like they're unofficial pitches because you are firing the ball over to first base
relatively quickly.
Here's the 0-2. Had him out in front. It's popped up out into left center field. Coming in and making the catch is Andrew Penner. There's 2 outs.
Not that that makes any sort of huge, drastic difference as far as his pitch effectiveness goes, but you do wonder if when you get up near 100 pitches and you've thrown the warm-up pitches in between innings and you start having the pickoffs over to first base, I mean, it's just going to do nothing but tire your arm out more. And I think with this 2-out situation, the runner on first, of course, you want to keep an eye on him, but your focus has to be on Brocato and trying to get this 3rd out.
Brocato has bounced out to second base, both times up, so be ready. Gary Mattis at second. Takes high ball 1.
You have to be careful with Brocato, too, because you elevate the fastball like that, he can hit it out of the ballpark.
He has 11 home runs this year, 45 RBIs.
Mentioned last night he had a multi-home run game last time he was here at Bosse Field.
Yes, he did. And that was a very important game for them to take that series.
I believe it was the third game of the series, correct? Was it the decider? Was it the rubber match?
Yeah, it was the finale on Sunday. And both of them were crushed. We knew it,
right.
You know, being in the press box, you know the sound of the bat at this ballpark with the acoustics when something's going to leave the yard.
1-0 pitch. Brocato takes a thigh-high strike. 1-1 as our very global employees are heading for the exits.
Great fireworks show, a great meal, great fellowship and entertainment.
And now back to work tomorrow.
812-435-8686. Ask for Keith Milliken if you want to have a group outing at the ballpark when the Otters are on the road. We'll hook you up.
Possibly tonight for some of the people that were here if they were to work third shift. Third shift at Barry when I worked there started at 11 o'clock.
It is raining at the ballpark.
At Bossy Field, but not in Marion that we can tell.
Two balls and one strike on Brocato. Pitch is outside, runner goes, so to second is way late. Got a good pitch to run on, breaking ball down in the zone, and Miners have a man in the scoring position with the 2 outs, stolen base for Sandoval.
Acrobatic move there by Evansville to keep the ball in the infield because that throw was a little high. We see a replay of it now.
The count is 3-1. It's a big run out second base, much like it was last night in the contest. Miners got that second insurance run in the 7th. 3-1, low and outside. It's a walk. So 2 on and 2 out for Ian Walters.
And Ian Walters, who leads the team in batting average at .295. Odd to see the guy who's hitting for the best batting average, batting 7th in the lineup, but
well, Nolan Early exited the ball game earlier tonight.
He was hitting over 300, so that's a really valid point. Extremely valid.
Now meeting on the mound, Otters infield and catcher walk out there along with Max Peterson strutting out to the mound.
Looks like just a conversation. He hasn't signaled yet.
It was a quick conversation.
It was a quick conversation.
Yeah, pat on the butt. And
probably the, hey, this is the last guy you're going to get.
I think it was, hey, get him out. Let's go.
Yeah.
Here's your chance to get a victory, because if you keep it 1-0, then the Otters get a couple runs in the top of the 7th. He's in line for the win.
And sometimes that's in part too. Well, normally you'd send maybe the catcher out there, but maybe a chance for Portella to catch his breath a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Give it all he has here, trying to get the 3rd out of the 6th inning, keep it a 1-0 deficit.
Or in case somebody reaches here, you're buying just a little bit more time for that person in the bullpen warming up.
Which we have no idea who that would be because we are not there.
We are at Bossy Field. It's a beautiful night, but raining.
All right, first pitch to Walters, a left-hander with 2 on and 2 out. It's headed home. Outside a fastball 1-0. By the way, I've seen this before, but I love the lights that go up the light pole here.
Yeah,
at
part of the
Field.
$6 million renovation that happened over the course of 2019 to 2020 through the pandemic.
They are blue right now.
Preston will change those throughout the week, too, to match their polos that they wear.
Jevin, what color do you want the light poles to be lit up as? And Jevin can hook you up. Or in Preston can hook, Preston can hook you up.
1-0 pitches up and away, 2-0. I mean, is it the colors of the rainbow? Is it full options, or do you have a color wheel?
Preston is getting up, I guess, to go figure
Preston's
out what
going to show off here.
All
so
right.
if you're by the ballpark,
give me a light show. We were at a fireworks show. But I would probably say red, Preston, if I had to pick.
Oh, he's got them changing colors now.
Oh, okay. Fancy. I haven't seen red yet.
There's a red. We typically use that on Sunday because that's the polos.
Okay. There's the red. All right.
And Thursdays.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Looks good. Foul ball, third base side. 2-1 here on a Walters. Sandoval at second, Brocato at first. Miners leading 1-0 in the 6th.
Preston has the most job security in the world at Bossy Field, though, because he's the only one who knows how to work the lights and the video board here at the ballpark.
I tried to help with the video board last homestand, actually screwed it up. So
don't share your secrets and you won't be fired.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I tried to figure it out and I was like, oh, messed that up. Preston, come fix it.
Preston fixes everything.
Yeah, he did.
2-1 pitch to Walters. below the knees. Catcher Phillips tried to bring it up for the home plate umpire. Did not fool him, and the count is 3-1.
As a matter of fact, on Ryan's last day on Sunday, Preston was trying to do the 8th inning of the game, and the video board froze, or the scoreboard froze up for just that half inning that he was on the game. So he had to quickly get up and go fix it.
It's the Bossy Field ghost for you.
They know what's going on.
They know what's going on.
3 balls and 1 strike to Walters. Look out here. Fastball runs up and away, and it's a walk. So that might be it for Portela, as that's his second walk in the inning. Also a single. The bases are loaded with 2 outs, and Jared Mang is coming up to the plate. And
it looks like.
Yep, there we go. We will have a pitching change. So good effort by Portela tonight, but he can't get through the 6th inning. He's responsible for everybody on base. They're loaded 2 outs. Miners in front 1-0 here in the 6th on the Otters Digital Network and Otters YouTube channel.
Cheer up, Evan. This rain will be out soon. You should download the 14 First Alert app and see for yourself. You can see what's coming up to 7 days in advance, or you can break it down hour by hour. Check out live radar so you can see what's happening in real time. And you can watch 14 News live directly from the app. See, there's nothing to worry about.
Stay in the game with the 14 First Alert app.
Welcome to a place that feels like home. A place that cares about all of you. Built to help you grow in more ways than you can possibly imagine. To make new friends, travel new paths, soar to new heights, and deepen your spiritual experience. Welcome to Oakland City University.
All right, big spot in this game as the Otters go to the bullpen. Tyler Spring hops into the game. Bases loaded with 2 outs, and the batter is Jared Mang, 8th place hitting center fielder who is 0 for 2 tonight. A fly out to right and a strikeout. They've got Sandoval at third, Brocato at second, Walters at first. All those base runners belong to the starting pitcher Portela, who right now only allowed 1 run through 5 2/3. Spring to Mang. The pitch. Check swing. I think he went around. First base umpire says.
Looks like no.
Looks like no. I thought he went. They didn't ask me.
I thought he did too.
We had a pretty good viewpoint there from the center field camera.
We're a couple 100 miles away, though.
So it's ball 1 to Mang. He has 28 RBIs this year. 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Preston corrected me. It's probably like 100 miles away. So just 100 miles, not a couple hundred.
What is if you go there and back?
Touche. Okay. Rebuttal.
Still don't think it's correct, but it will. Just trying to help the 1-1. Fastball is hit high in the air. Otters should get out of this into center field. Miles Gordon is there, and he makes the catch. Good job by Tyler Spring coming in and stranding the bases loaded and keeping it a 1-run ball game. How about some runs off the 7th? 1-0 Miners on the Otters Digital Network and the Otters YouTube channel.
CenterPoint Energy's newest generation of safe, efficient energy includes capturing and harnessing the natural power of pure sunshine. We are increasing solar in our balanced and reliable energy mix as we power our region with more clean, renewable energy. We're bringing a little piece of the sun to every home and business while reducing carbon emissions and helping create a cleaner environment. It's just a little something for your smart energy future.
Every 6 minutes, a utility line is damaged due to reckless digging. So Indiana relies on these 811 superheroes. Derek the Builder.
I dig for a living, but I always contact 811.
Mary the Gardener.
Before I plant a tree, I contact 811.
And Mike the Contractor.
I contact 811 before I do my work.
Prevent damage or injury. Call 811 anytime or go online 811now.com. This message is sponsored by the Indiana Utility Regulatory Commission and this station.
To the 7th, 1-0 Miners. Ladder 3 due up for Evansville. Another new pitcher for Southern Illinois. They're just going through their bullpen left and right. And now it's a righty. Caleb Smith into the game. Facing Andretti Cordero. Evansville third baseman who's 0 for 2. He's popped out to second and flew out to center. First pitch to him. Look out up and inside. Some chin music. Want to know.
Just need a base runner.
And no, they need a run. They've had base runners.
I know. You got to baby steps.
They just need a big hit is what they need.
They need to get a base runner on. They need to come through in a situation with a runner in scoring position.
1-0 pitch outside, 2 balls and no strikes.
Because really, to this point in the series, Evansville's put together some really good at-bats. It just hasn't gone their way whenever they needed it to.
Well, despite no runs being scored in the 7th, a bit surprising, this is the Miners' 4th pitcher of the night.
Mm-hmm.
Some matchup situations in the 6th. 2-0 offering. Low ball 3 to Cordero, trying to reach base for Mattis, who's on deck.
Green light here? Green light?
I don't think so. Not
in this situation.
7th inning, 1-run game. I'd
He's
say
come out of the bullpen throwing 3 straight balls.
Yeah.
I'm definitely having him take here.
If he swings, it better work out. That's what I'll say.
This will be the old automatic, though, to get it over.
Right down central. Steve, right one.
Old automatic.
Now I don't have a problem turning him loose.
Oh, yeah.
Be aggressive on 3-1, try to get a hit, or try to get a pitch to hit and drive it somewhere.
See, that's when a 3-0 count. Sometimes you want to swing, though, because you know they're just trying to get it over the plate.
But then you get that thought in your head, and you chase a pitch out of the zone and end up swinging into an out instead.
Well,
now Cordero draws a walk.
Inside ball 4. I mean, theoretically,
There's your base runner.
You should get the same pitch on 3-1 that you get 3-0.
You really should. But that one, he was trying to nibble a little bit more on the edge, and it ran too far in and missed the plate.
All right, so it's time for the chess match now. Leadoff guy on the 7th, down 1-0. 8th place hitter up. Do you bunt him over?
Does Cordero have speed like that?
I don't think you steal right away, but do you lay down a bunt here? Play some small ball?
I would lay down a bunt because
I think
you
you
have
can definitely see the bunt because
or
Mattis has a lot of speed, so he could beat it out regardless, just like we saw with Miles Gordon earlier.
Mattis has walked and flew out to left. He is bunting, pulls back and takes above the letters. Ball 1. The catcher Nieto comes out and says, hey, calm down a bit. Let's find the zone.
So at this point now, even if Mattis isn't actually actively trying to bunt, just to show like that and then take it back, it could get in the pitcher's head and lead to getting into a favorable count, like a 2-0 or a 3-0.
I'd bunt here because you have Miles Gordon in the 9th spot.
Yeah.
He's been the leadoff guy a lot of the year.
I'm fine with the bunt in this situation, especially with how desperate Evansville is to get a run. I'm just saying that you could just show it and bluff it just to get some better pitches.
This one's popped up. He kind of stabbed at it 1-1. It's tough for this play to work at the professional level, but some college games and certainly high school, my favorite play here is guy on first, the bunt and run. Just push up the first base line, guy just keeps running. Or maybe down the third base line because the third baseman's charging, someone forgets to cover third. The bunt and run.
What about the old fake bunt swing?
Oh, yeah, slap away, push to the right side.
Well, who was the Cleveland Indians batter who kind of poked at it and ended up hitting a home run at Progressive Field?
I don't remember that.
I do remember that, but I can't remember the name. Yeah.
I thought it was a fake video at first, and then I realized no.
So, like, they went to bunt?
It looked like a bunt, but he hit it so hard in a short porch at Progressive Field that it actually went over the wall.
The only person I can think of on that team that has that kind of power is Franmil Reyes.
It wasn't. It was someone. We'll find
this out. Was that Jose
out.
Ramirez?
No, it was not.
All right, 1-2 pitch to Mattis, still showing bunt here, and he bunts it up the first base line. That'll do the trick. The pitcher fields, underhand toss to first base, sacrifice is good, 1-3, and the tying runs at second base with 1 out and Cordero.
I like it because now you have Gordon up, and if he can reach, you have DeJesus, and then, man, from there, the key cogs in your lineup. Not saying DeJesus isn't because he is, batting .312, but this is a chance for Evansville. And there's still so much time left. 8 outs to work with.
I'm trying to find this home run that you guys are talking about. I don't know what to search on Google.
I saw it on Twitter today.
It happened today?
Or just, I think someone was retweeting it.
Oh, if it happened today, then I did not see that. And I think the guy kind of pulled back and hit it out, but there's no way someone bunted for a home run. That is.
Yeah, that's just not
possible.
That's
impossible. But I know there was a play that you're describing that I remember seeing. Yeah. And it was kind of like, how do you hit that out? I think it's time to end this conversation. Strike one to
Someone
Gordon.
will certainly let us know if they do know. It was a White Sox-Indians game was the clip I saw.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Gordon swung over the top of that delivery off speed from Schmidt.
Guys, that was a fake video.
Nothing in 2.
Was it a fake video?
Yes.
Man, it looks so real.
Twitter account said, remember when Austin Head just did this on a 3-2 count? This was posted on August 18th. So what's today's date? That's today. And so it shows him squaring around a bunt, and all it does is do a quick cut to a fly ball to left field, and he's running the base.
But the graphic stayed the same. The graphic didn't change.
That is called great editing.
Oh, swing and a miss. Gordon strikes out. That is
so dumb.
Second out of the inning, and Cordero stayed at second base. That is not the video I was talking about. That's
the video I was talking about.
This was several years ago, but
because even in this article, there's a Twitter account called MLB Home Run Videos, and it has a file from June 1st when he hit that exact same home run. But Cleveland edited it to look like he bunted for a home run.
That's mean.
So Zane fell for it. You got.
All right, back to the top of the order with Andy DeJesus batting for the 4th time tonight. He is 0 for 3. Still Cordero at second base with 2 outs. Otters trailing 1-0. They have left 5 runners on base tonight. They've had 2 really good chances to score this evening. Or the 3rd time be the charm. First one to DeJesus, right down central, popping the mitt with a fastball from the reliever Caleb Schmidt. strike one.
Last thing on this.
Sorry for the fake news.
I'm
No,
scrolling
sorry.
through this,
No.
and there are so many people that fell for this on
Oh my
Twitter. They're
gosh.
like, I don't really watch baseball, but is this real? So that is the beauty of the internet. Preston, take notes. That's what we got to do now.
No balls and a strike on DeJesus, left-handed batter. And the one-strike pitch to him after a long look by Schmidt out towards second. And it's slap foul, third base side, and the Miners one strike away from getting out of this.
I need to warm up.
You do. Oh, yeah, that's right.
And in theory, Preston could play the organ song, but we don't need it.
No, Preston's going to go do it, looks like.
Is he?
He just got up out of his chair. You going to sing it for all of Bossy Field, too?
If someone gives me a microphone to this ballpark, yes.
I'm sure that could be arranged.
0-2 is the count on DeJesus. He has 23 RBIs this year. Off his second base is Cordero. And the 0-2 pitch is a ground ball, right side. Second baseman has it. That's Flete. He throws to first, nearly held on the ball too long, and he got DeJesus by a half a step. So deja vu once again. Otters stranded man in scoring position. Cordero out at second base. And as we go to the home half of the seventh, it is the Miners 1, Otters nothing. We will keep it right here as Zane Clodfelter has his rendition of Take Me Out to the Ball Game.
I'm ready, Preston. Oh, man, he is queuing me up with music. Here we go.
Do you need to open the window to hear?
No, I hear it.
You got it.
Here we go. Let me hear you. Make some noise. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I never get back, and we'll root for the Otters. If they don't win, it's a shame, for it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Nicely done, and thank you, Preston Leinenbach, for the music.
All right, would say get some runs. We'll have to wait, hopefully one half inning to get some runs as the Miners hit, leading 1-0. Bottom of the seventh, will step aside on the Otters Digital Network and Otters YouTube channel.
Come be a part of a nationally recognized program in criminal justice. The Criminal Justice Program at Oakland City University provides students with in-depth knowledge in the fields of law enforcement, forensics, corrections, and juvenile justice. Learn through hands-on experiences and train in areas of investigative forensics, criminology, and police administration. A career-focused major is in your reach, and all in a Christian university setting that feels like home. Oakland City University.
Home half the seventh, it's still 1-0 Miners with Zane Clodfelter, Jordan Fisher. I'm Jevin Redmond, Preston Leinenbach on the production as well. Arturo Nieto digs in, and Tyler Spring still in the game. Spring came in, got a big out in the sixth inning, bases loaded, 2 outs, and got Mang to fly out to center field. Now he tries to keep it a 1-run deficit as Nieto is 1 for 1 with the walk. The first pitch to him is laced out toward right field. On the move is McNamee. He won't get it. It's over his head and off the wall. Nieto around first. He'll have to slam on the brakes. It's a long leadoff single for Nieto. He's 2 for 2.
Plus, Jevin, we have Keith Milliken and KJ Thomas up here. KJ, I need a hot dog, KJ. It's my all-time favorite.
So it's a leadoff single for Nieto, and back to the top of the order in Flete. Just heard Zane Clodfelter with Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Well done as always.
Thank you. Trying to freak Keith out here at the ballpark by playing the organ music. He couldn't hear me sing, but I was on the air doing it. He says it's creepy with nobody in the stadium, and it kind of is with the lights flashing.
Yes.
Rain is still falling here, Bossy Field. The Berry Global picnic is over. Empty house now in the stands.
KJ, how would you rate the fireworks show tonight out on a scale of 1 to 10? 8.5, he said. Keith says 9 for obvious reasons.
Here's ball one to Flette. Had an RBI single in the 5th inning for the game's only run. That scored Ian Walters. 1-0 Miners in the 7th, and from the belt, the 1-0 pitch. Big swing and a foul back. He had a healthy rip at that, 1-1. Three runs have been scored in the series. 2 last night by the Miners, 1 tonight.
Still looking for that run.
Miners trying to close to within 4.5 of first place Evansville. Mentioned earlier, Florence lost to Sussex County, so the Otters will still have control of first, regardless of what happens here tonight. 1-1 pitch, dives down and inside, 2-1 on Flette.
Pretty amazing that we've gone this far into these first 2 games and only 3 combined runs scored. Of course, all 3 by Southern Illinois.
2-1 pitch to Flette, left-handed slugger. Inside, nearly grazed him across the pant leg. 3 balls and a strike.
And that really just speaks to how good both these staffs have been through the first, 1 2/3 of a game. And of course, again, these 2 teams have been tightly contested every time they've played over the last couple weeks.
3-1 pitch, jammed him. It's popped up third base side. Will it stay in play? It will. Third baseman makes the catch. Cordero. That's the first out of the inning.
Really a great pitch there by Tyler Spring. Down the count, 3-1 like that. Very easy to just try to lay one over the plate, but he got it in on the hands of Flette and got him to pop out with weak contact. Maybe get a double play here to get out of the inning and have the pitcher's best friend, but Yeltsin Godinho has not been an easy out to this point in the series.
Godinho's hit the ball hard a couple of times tonight. He's 0 for 3, though. See if the Miners trail a hit and run and get some action going. They got a lead here in the 7th, looking for more. And the pitch is a big swing and a miss. Blew a fastball by him.
As we saw last night with his 3-hit night, and as you mentioned, hit the ball hard tonight. He just really doesn't typically put the ball in play with weak contact. He's looking to do some damage when he gets his pitch, and he does a pretty good job of it.
From the belt, the 1-strike pitch to Godinho. Outside. Ooh, he called it a strike. 0-2. That zone expanded a bit.
It should be expanding because it's a 1-0 game and we're still in the 7th.
Yeah,
we're going to hit 3 hours, man.
Should not be that way in a 1-0 game.
Right.
There's no reason for it. The 2-strike pitch to Godinho. Swing and a miss. He swung at a pitch in the turf, blocked by the catcher Phillips, 2 away.
Another great pitch there by Spring.
Yeah, this is my type of score, but not my type of pace.
Lots of walks, lots of deep counts.
And then we've mentioned the pitching changes for Southern Illinois. Despite the fact that they're shutting out the Otters, they've had 4 guys pitch for them today so far.
Batter is Carson Bartels. He came in for the injured Nolan Early after Early was whacked by a pitch back in the first. Bartels has walked and struck out tonight. 2 outs, man at first base. The pitch is lifted high in the air to right. Playable for McNamee. He comes in a few steps, and he makes the catch.
That'll do,
I think. After 7, it's 1-0 Miners on the Otters Digital Network and the Otters YouTube channel.
We love our kids and want them to be healthy. After all, a healthy child can make for a happy child. That's why Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield offers health insurance for children up to age 18 at low or no cost. From doctor visits to dental care, Anthem is here to put resources at your fingertips and simple solutions within your reach. And that is something to smile about. Call 1-800-403-0864 to enroll today. To learn more, visit anthem.com/inmedicaid.
Getting ready and keeping fit for baseball season is hard work. That's why you'll find Evan at Bob's Gym. Getting fit, having fun, being an Otter. Be like Evan. Try a free 3-day pass at Bob's.
Augie Voigt is the 5th new pitcher for the Miners as we go to the 8th inning, and the score is 1-0 for the home team. That would be Southern Illinois. Otters down to their final 6 outs, trying to avoid back-to-back losses at Southern Illinois. They will have 2, 3, and 4 hitters up, starting with Elijah McNamee. So this might be the inning they want to go. And McNamee, last time up, he singled. First pitch to him is a breaking ball. Dips in, called strike. McNamee has also walked and flew out to right field tonight.
Figured out the change. Erickson is in to play first base for Mangieri.
So the live stats were teasing that earlier today when Early was replaced and they originally put Erickson in the stats. They knew he would come in later in the game.
Foreshadowing.
There's a pitch outside to McNamee. Augie Voigt is from Waukegan, Illinois. It's his hometown.
I was going to say that before you did.
Some fun names. Augie, Waukegan. Big leg kick and a chopper. Third base side. High hop for the third baseman. Throw across the diamond in time. And McNamee is taken care of 5-3 on the putout. That was Ian Walters making the play at third.
That was almost like a right-hand version of Dontrell Willis's leg kick.
Has anybody been to Waukegan, Illinois?
I have no idea where it's at.
I don't either. Preston?
No. You asked that like you had been there before and like you were anxious to tell us about what is there.
No.
Oh, okay,
That's
just a
curious.
question.
Waukegan, Illinois, by the way, is the largest city in and the county seat of Lake County, Illinois. It's approximately halfway between downtown Chicago and Milwaukee's Mitchell International Airport.
Oh,
Preston is now not just a game notes in his head. He has a world map planted in his head.
So I will say.
What did you say? You won the school geography bee?
All right, now he's just bragging.
Yep.
1-0 pitch is low to J.R. Davis. 2-0's the count. Waukegan, actually a bigger city than I expected, 87,000.
Oh, wow. So bigger than Bloomington.
It to be a town.
Yeah, no. Yeah. I thought it was going to have like a Stuckey's, a McDonald's, Taco Bell combo, and a Thornton's.
So if you type in Waukegan, Illinois, like the third scroll down, it says, is Waukegan, Illinois safe? It says the chance of becoming a victim of either violent or property crime in Waukegan is 1 in 38.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
What's Evansville?
I don't know.
I don't want to answer that, and I don't want to know, to be honest with you.
Where I live
downtown.
Where I live is safe. That's all that matters.
Yeah, I don't.
The 3-0 pitch in there, a strike to J.R. Davis, who's walked 3 times tonight. Maybe in line for his fourth walk here.
Tune in tomorrow and we'll let you know the Evansville crime rate.
We know that the 4 strikeout game is the golden sombrero. Is there a term for a 4 walk game? The golden eye?
Okay.
Okay, I like that.
I like it. That was from Preston, the golden
Looks
eye.
like Jevin's got another fact about Waukegan.
Oh, I got plenty of them right here for you. I'm ready.
The Wikipedia page.
Who said Wikipedia wasn't reliable?
Ball 4 for Jared Davis once again.
That's a Deerhead Sidewalk Cafe and Bar.
That's 4 of those tonight for him.
All right, so fourth walk for J.R. Davis. There's one away. He represents the tying run. It brings in Riley Crane.
So no official at-bats for J.R. then, right?
Just golden eye tonight. That's it.
Only sports. Last thing that I'll be quiet about this place in Illinois, which is
it's my fault I brought it up.
Please, like we haven't rambled enough.
Which is Waukegan, Illinois. The one sports reference, Pro Football Hall of Fame quarterback Otto Graham, who played way back in the day. He is from Waukegan, Illinois.
Did he play for the Browns, right?
Yes.
He went to Northwestern University.
Okay, so he's a Big Tenner.
He was like one of the first, like, true legendary quarterbacks. Otto Graham was.
Now, was Otto Graham old enough to have had to decide between playing at Northwestern or the University of Chicago in the Big Ten? That's my question.
I don't know the answer to that.
1-0 pitch floats up and away. 2 balls and no strikes.
University of Chicago was a Big Ten member until 1937.
I don't remember when Otto Graham played in the NFL. It was like, I think, like the 40s.
He was born in 1920, so yeah, in the 40s and 50s.
40s or 50s.
Okay,
so he might have had to make that decision then.
2-0 pitch to Crane is popped up foul, third base side, 2-1. Crane represents the go-ahead run at the plate here in the 8th inning with 1 out. And Crane leads the team with 14 home runs. Number 15 sounds nice.
I know that we keep trying to speak it into existence, but if he were to come through with a huge at-bat like that, it could put a jolt in the Otters offense and give them some momentum going into the end of this game and maybe even into tomorrow.
Here's a 2-1 pitch to Crane. He takes outside ball 3. They wouldn't mind a walk either. 2 on, 1 out for Penner, who's on deck.
I don't want to speak it into existence because as a Colts fan growing up, Bob Lamey and his analyst, man, Bob, if the Colts could just get a touchdown here, an onside kick, a touchdown, onside kick, and a touchdown.
That's just being optimistic.
They would tie the game.
Crane fouls it off third base side again, 3-2.
That's just being optimistic.
And how realistic was that? So it would always frustrate me, like as a kid, like even at 12 years old, I'm like, okay, well, what are the chances of that actually happening?
So here's the thing I will say though, that would be applicable to this situation. Applicable, I guess would be the word. I think I mispronounced that. I don't know. It's late, whatever. If they were down like 6 runs and they only had the 1 runner on base.
It is 10:04. Do you know where your kids are?
3-2 pitch is hit in the air, third base side, near the foul line. Now in foul territory is the third baseman Walters, and he makes the catch. There's 2 outs.
Just got told that Zane's gonna have to go put the tarp on the field. It's raining.
It's not my problem until Friday, right?
I won't be here.
Do you have to do tarp pull if it happens?
I've done it. I did it the first 4 years, and I did my time.
That's fair.
4 years, 11 through 14.
2-0 pitch. Oh, I'm sorry. The first pitch with 2 outs to Penner is high and tight. Ball 1. Penner 0 for 3.
So no, I do agree that you do eventually time out of that, and Preston has already qualified to time out as well, but he still does it.
The 1-0. Check swing, and he went too far around. Penner did. Counts even 1-1.
You know, I'm not.
But remember, I did break both elbows.
I'm not convinced that Preston doesn't have a key to the front gate of Bossy Field, and he can just access this place whenever he wants. Do you have a key?
The M11.
Looks like he does. Yeah, there's a fence.
1-1 pitch is outside to Penner. 2 balls and 1 strike. Miners leading 1-0 in the 8th with 2 outs.
You're no funny business at Bossy Field either if you're listening and trying to hop the fence because Preston Linenbach can see you.
We're
he
here.
Can hear you.
Like, the lights are on. We are. It's not exactly a good time to try to
drive by the ballpark and honk.
Be mischievous.
2-1 is inside. 3-1 to Penner.
Which is what the.
So this has been a very good at bat by Andrew Penner. I know we've been kind of sidetracked or whatever, but like he's putting together a good at bat here. If they can get him to reach base, continue the inning,
There's a line shot down the right field line, but positioned well as the right fielder to make the catch. That's Brocado, and it ends the Evansville attack in the 8th inning. They got a one-out walk from J.R. Davis. He's left at first base. The Otters have left 2, 4, 7, 8 on base tonight. Home half the 8th, still 1-0 Miners on the Otters Digital Network and the Otters YouTube channel.
Fix up your home with Heritage. Our home improvement financing options can help you change your home now and pay for it over time. Upgrade your home. Make home repairs. Remodel a kitchen. Build a new deck. Add a new room. Remodel your bath. Update appliances. Whether it's a small weekend project or a large renovation, Heritage Federal Credit Union can help you finance your improvements today. Fix up your home with Heritage.
Before you danced the first dance. Before you walked down the aisle. Before the tables were set with care. Before you penned a single invitation. Before the day that went beyond your wildest expectations. There was the little green box from Brinker's Jewelers for befores and happily ever afters.
Miners bat in the 8th inning, still a 1-0 lead. We're still here. Zane Clodfelter, Jordan Fisher. I'm Jevin Redmond. Thank you for joining us. And Joe Riley, the third pitcher for Evansville, trying to keep this a one-run game. It was Portela, then Tyler Spring, and now Joe Riley. And he'll face Ariel Sandoval, the fourth-place hitting DH, who's 1 for 3 tonight. He digs in from the right side. Glaring in is Riley. He works from the stretch despite nobody being on. And the first offering is headed home. Fastball above the belt, ball 1.
Score update from Major League Baseball, in case you're curious, because I know we have some Cardinals fans listening as well as inside this booth. 3-3 in the bottom of the 9th. The Cardinals are up to bat. Tommy Edman on first base, trying to get a win against the Milwaukee Brewers.
Well, the Cardinals were 2 outs away from a win before a game-tying home run off of Alex Reyes.
Yep.
Wait, what?
It was Garcia that hit a homer to left. He also homered back in the 5th.
And Nolan Arenado got thrown out.
Mm-hmm.
If Arenado was still in the game, he would be up right now with a man at first and 1 out. But
Goldschmidt just popped out to first base.
That makes it even worse.
2-0 pitch, bends in for a strike to Sandoval. Count is 2-1. He singled his last time up, stole second, was left at third.
Well, thank you for that update, Greg Gumbel in New York.
Sure thing.
2-1 pitch to Sandoval. That's knee high or right down the middle. Counts even 2-2. 10-10 here in Evansville. We played 3 hours and 1 minute.
That's pretty incredible.
For a 1-0 game.
Make it make sense.
Long counts, a lot of fouls, pitching changes.
The zone has gotten bigger as it's gone on, so it's helped speed it up just a little bit.
2-2 pitch, swing and a miss. He strikes out Sandoval, so Riley K's the first man he faces. And Sandoval is 1 for 4 in the game.
I think the longest game the Otters have played this year in 9 innings happened in Florence. And they had a game that would go to a home run derby, but through 9 innings, just to get through 9 innings, it took 4.5 hours.
Wow.
And it was a relatively, low-scoring game. It wasn't like an American League-style game where it was 11-11. It was, a modest score.
Here's Corey Erickson hitting for the first time tonight. Erickson in Mangieri's spot.
And I think the way you speed up the game, you just expand the strike zone.
Yeah.
Knees to the letters.
The 0-1 is lifted down the right field line and out of play.
Give a little bit of the line on each side of the batter's box there, and you have a strike zone. And you have a 2.5-hour game.
There you go.
Well, when the Otters bat in the 9th inning, they're hoping they're down just 1 run. They will have 6, 7, 8 up. Phillips, Cordero, and Mattis. 0-2 pitch in the turf, plucked out by Phillips. Back on the air again tomorrow, 6:55 pregame. Jordan Fisher bringing the first pitch at 7:05, wrapping up this brief 3-game road series. Back at home on Friday against Gateway.
90s night with Bob and Tom personalities.
1-2 pitch. Ooh, man. Just missed outside, 2-2. Looked pretty good.
And then don't forget next week a Taco Tuesday with the Modelo and Coronas for $2.50 plus $2 tacos. Senior Connection Wednesday. If you're 55 and older, you can get a $2 general admission ticket on Wednesdays.
This one slap foul as Erickson stays alive, 2-2, batting for the first time tonight. Nobody on, 1 out in the 8th inning, 1-0 Miners.
And then Jordan Fisher's favorite, the Thirsty Thursday, to close this upcoming homestand, where you can get the $2.50 16-ounce drafts, or one Abraham Lincoln gets you 32 ounces of your favorite
Only
domestic.
I can participate in that, because that Thursday night I will be doing play-by-play with Bill McCune that night.
Unless someone buys you a beer, that's the rule for me. The mayor buys me a beer, I'm allowed to drink it. That's happened before.
Pitch is low, 3-2 on Erickson with Brocato on deck.
It's always a Bud Light for the mayor, too. Dilly dilly, he says.
Riley trying to get a strikeout. He struck out the first man he faced in Sandoval. The payoff pitch, and he walked him ball 4. So base runner for Brocato, who has 11 home runs on the season. Miners hoping for some insurance. So Evansville's, well, I'm trying to remember because I saw the box score. Evansville's game on Sunday. When was the last inning they scored in? I'm trying to figure out their scoreless streak.
Oh, that's a good point.
I've got it right here. So, okay, the 7th inning they scored, so that's 18 straight innings without a run for the Otters.
The last time I remember it reaching this point was 2017. The Otters, I'm pretty sure, went 20 straight innings without scoring before breaking through.
Here's a strike right down the middle to Brocato, who's 0 for 2 with a walk. He walked last time up.
The thing that doubles the frustration, though, is how good the pitching has been throughout this scoreless streak, too.
Right.
The pitching has done its job. It's not like you've gotten to blowout games where you just can't put the ball in play or get them across, but you're losing these tightly contested games with Southern Illinois specifically. Again, 2-0 last night and currently 1-0 right now in the 8th.
The cumulative score, if the Otters win tomorrow like 5-0, is going to be thrown off because the Otters are, in theory could score more runs but still drop the series.
0-2 is a count on Brocato. The pitch fouled back to the screen.
Of course, if the Otters can get out of this inning, putting up a goose egg, keep it at 1 run, the part of their lineup coming up certainly has the ability to switch the game with just one swing of the bat.
It's the lower third of the lineup, but Andy has switched the lineup around so much that a lot of these guys have experience at other parts in the order.
Well, Phillips and Cordero both have great power.
Another foul ball, 0-2 to Brocato.
Mattis has really good gap-to-gap power. We've seen him
he does.
hit the ball to the gap and get a double or a triple. Miles Gordon has that same ability as Mattis to hit the ball to the gap and get extra bases.
He blew the roof off the place his first couple of games, Gary Mattis.
His first game even. He had 2 balls off the wall.
The NAIA Player of the Year.
Strike 3 called on the outside corner. Brocato is down on strike. Second K of the inning for Joe Riley.
And Mattis playing at Tennessee Wesleyan, of course, the same alma mater. That was a Otters Papa John's press box trivia question. The other Otters player in the lineup who also played at Tennessee Wesleyan being Dakota Phillips. So you have 2 Tennessee Wesleyan products in the Otters starting lineup tonight.
Quick update from that Cardinals-Brewers game. They are headed to extras.
To the 10th, Hader worked a scoreless ninth.
Did.
There's a strike on the corner to Ian Walters, who has walked twice tonight. He's also bounced back to the pitcher. Erickson, the base runner, at first base with 2 outs. See if they want to put him in motion, try to get a man in scoring position and steal an insurance run. Riley hoping for a scoreless 8th inning. Nods in agreement and pitches. Big swing and a miss on a fastball up around the letters, and Walters behind in the count, 0-2. Ryan O'Reilly goes for the Otters tomorrow. Zach Westcott for the Miners. First pitch at 7:05. Foul ball again on 0-2. O'Reilly 4-2 with a 2.15 ERA. Westcott 9-3 with a 3.60 ERA. There's been some pretty good pitching matchups, as the score indicates in this series.
And O'Reilly's been great for Evansville since his signing.
Fantastic.
Along with Austin Gossman and the signees to fill up some of the holes in the pitching staff with Dalton Stanbaugh being signed and other injuries to the rotation. Like, they've done a fantastic job.
0-2 pitch, had him out in front, got a piece, fouled it off third base side.
Tyler Vale earlier this year, in the rotation, and he's sidelined with a rotator cuff situation, trying to get healthy. We have a tease for that coming up, too.
2-strike pitch. Didn't get the corner. Outer half the plate. 1-2 on Walters.
And in fact, Tyler Vale interview dropping tomorrow morning on Otters TV if you want to hear from him and how he's been kind of progressing since his injury.
That would be right here on the YouTube channel, correct?
Right here on the YouTube channel. Same home.
1-2 pitch. Way high and outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Talked about his strikeouts for Sam, which he was able to rack up some more dollars for that charity before his injury. And we did talk a little Big Ten East football as well, him being the Michigan Wolverine fan and myself rooting for the Indiana Hoosiers, who beat Michigan last year. There's the eye you mentioned, Jevin.
Uh-oh. He made it
8th
to the
inning.
8th, kind of. Here's a foul ball third base side. You referenced him earlier.
I don't remember that.
Braden Scott, when you talked about Braden Scott, you did say it right at the top of the broadcast.
Did I really?
Yeah.
You did.
I'm smelling roses.
That
It's not my fault. We're
challenge,
17
that challenge
days
did
away.
not go very long. You didn't make it through the pregame.
I thought I made it to this point. I
Nope.
don't remember actually saying that. Yeah.
2-2 pitch is inside. 3-2. Riley was ready to pounce off the mound. He thought he had strike 3. And now the runner at first base, Erickson, off with his pitch. Miners got the lone run of the game all the way back in the 5th inning. A 2-out RBI single to right from Brian Flete. Scored Mr. Ian Walters, who's at the plate right now. Trying to do more damage on a 3-2. Riley kicks and delivers. A drive out toward right center field. This is trouble. It gets down and goes all the way to the wall, but the Otters catch a break. It's a ground rule double. If that ball does not hop over the wall, scoring from first easily would have been Erickson. He was off with the pitch, but instead he has to stop at third base at second and third with 2 outs.
Going to go ahead and give a thank you to the turf. In that
Yeah,
situation.
thank you to the turf. Thank you to the ground dimensions at Rent One Park because, could easily be 2-0 right now if not for...
If that's grass, I don't think the ball takes that high of a bounce.
No. Right.
For Walters, his 16th double of the season, and he's on base for the 3rd time tonight. He's also had a pair of walks.
Turf giveth and turf taketh away.
And now Max Peterson comes out to have a word with Joe Riley.
It's worked out in Evansville's favor so far tonight, though. You had the bunt where the turf kind of helped it stay true and stay fair, and then you have the ground rule double. So Mike Pinto looking into how do you replace field turf with natural grass before tomorrow.
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck.
In that specific spot.
Home plate umpire heads out to break up the meeting. Max Peterson walking back to the Otters' third base dugout.
Are they having an issue with the right field light on the stretch?
I think it's one of those make some noise, get loud crowd prompts.
Okay.
For the crowd of
I was like
32 people that's left.
32 people. The people behind home plate, though,
they're still there.
Yeah. Are the dogs still there?
I never did see a single dog.
I didn't know.
No, and with our crowd noise, I never heard a dog bark.
Yeah.
I guess someone forgot to put that in. 2 on, 2 out for Jared Mang, who's 0 for 3. Second and third, 2 outs, 1-0 Miners in the 8th. And a breaking ball clips the outside corner, strike 1. Hopefully he can keep it a 1-run game, make it interesting in the 9th. And now Riley steps off the rubber.
As Preston noted on our last homestand, the light is now a flashing light out there on Heidelbach.
Oh, yeah, that's how late it is.
That signifies how late it is here at Bosse Field.
Is that an after 10 o'clock
thing?
thing?
It's 10 o'clock. Yeah, it becomes a flashing light.
You no longer have to wait. It's just a 4-way stop.
My eyes are starting to flash. I'm about to doze off. Need some action from the Otters. 2-strike pitch to Jared Mang, headed home. A line shot into right center field. That gets down for a base hit. Scoring from third base is Erickson. Also cruising in is Walters. The throw goes to second, and the runner is out at second base, Jared Mang. But he has himself a 2-out, 2-run single, and the Miners get some insurance. They lead 3-0 going into the 9th inning. RBIs number 29 and 30 for Jared Mang. And as we head to the 9th, last chance for the Otters. They're down 3-0 on the Otters Digital Network and Otters YouTube channel.
If you're looking for a liquor store in Evansville, look no further than Liquor Locker. The Liquor Locker has the best selection at the best prices, including the largest craft beer and bourbon selection in the area. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff will help you find the beer, wine, and liquor you need for any occasion. And check out the fine selection of cigars at all Liquor Locker stores. Liquor Locker is now open Sundays 12 to 8 p.m. and offers citywide delivery. Visit one of our 10 conveniently located stores in the Evansville area today. There is always something for everyone at the Liquor Locker.
Cheer up, Evan. This rain will be out soon. You should download the 14 First Alert app and see for yourself. You can see what's coming up to 7 days in advance, or you can break it down hour by hour. Check out live radar so you can see what's happening in real time. And you can watch 14 News live directly from the app. See, there's nothing to worry about.
Stay in the game with the 14 First Alert app.
Miners closer on to try to close this game out. In the top of the 9th inning, Stevie Ledesma will face Dakota Phillips, the 6th-place hitting catcher, with the Miners in front 3-0, and the first pitch is bounced foul, first base side, strike 1. Phillips, Cordero, and Mattis, 6, 7, 8 due up, and Phillips is 0 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts. That was a big 2-out base knock last half inning by Jared Mang. He was thrown out at second base ending the inning, but 2 runs scored on the play. Erickson and Walters giving the Miners a 3-0 lead. From the line, the 0-1 pitch is sprayed foul, third base side, 0-2.
I don't know about you guys. This 3-run lead feels like 14.
Yeah,
it does.
Feels like a run rule at this point.
Well, when you haven't scored in 18 innings, that'll do that.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, though, they still have a chance, obviously. I mean, you have to get all 27 outs. If you can get Phillips and Cordero to reach base and get Mattis up to bat with 2 on, nobody out, then you have a chance for a big inning.
Swing and a miss.
No
Down
more.
on strikes is Dakota Phillips. That's the 3rd strikeout of the game for Dakota. And Ledesma gets the first man he faces, 1 down and 2 to go.
I never predicted it would happen. I just said theoretically. That's the approach you got to have.
And Ledesma had a start against Evansville, if I'm not mistaken, on a Sunday finale, and really struggled as a starter, but as a bullpen guy, he's one of their best.
Yeah, he's definitely one of their best arms in the bullpen, for sure.
In the stands, the Cordero, Evansville third baseman, 0 for 2 with the walk, and the 1-0 pitch is knee high, called a strike. Evens things up.
And Preston points out to us that Ryan Miller, who was one of their also really good relievers, is on the injured list right now, so he's unavailable for action. Keep that in mind for tomorrow.
1-1 pitch is high for a ball, 2-1. And I think Cordero might
Did they
get
grant him
ejected.
time? Oh, no, he just stepped out.
No, he's barking out to the last strike, which was a strike right down the middle, and then he tried to call time once the pitcher was in his motion, didn't get it, and threw a fit. The 2-1-2 Cordero is chopped up the middle, flips his bat in frustration, shortstop gobbles it up, and he throws out Cordero, 2 outs.
Andretti really is a bat flipper, because we have seen that multiple times here at Bosse Field, where he is very demonstrative in flipping the bat.
One hit that home run, he knew it was gone.
But then he just flipped
Let
the
him know
bat
about
there, and I guess kind of...
That was in frustration for sure.
That was more so toward the umpire, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, the pitch was right down the middle. I mean,
right. No, I agree with you.
Yeah. 2 outs, and here is a Gary Mattis, the second baseman. The pitch to him is bounced up the middle, right to the shortstop, Godinho. On the run, he throws out Mattis, and an easy 1-2-3 inning for Ledesma. The Miners have taken the first 2 of this 3-game series, and they've shut out Evansville back-to-back games. Evansville has now gone 19 straight innings without scoring. Evansville drops to 44-29. The Miners are 40-34. All of a sudden, they are now 4.5 games out of first place behind Evansville, going for a 3-game sweep tomorrow.
No, it's interesting, Jevin. You never want to overreact in a stretch, and we hear all the time in the press box, Big Red, Jordan, you can hear it from the visiting broadcasters. They always freak out if they come to Bosse Field and get swept by the Evansville Otters. It's a 96-game schedule. Have we seen here? The Miners, the last couple of weeks, they've been 7.5 back. And now right here in shouting distance.
Obviously, Southern Illinois is doing what they have to do. They're taking care of business to try to climb their way back up the standings as they're taking advantage of Florence also losing. I think the important thing to look here for if you're Evansville is, yes, you're in the midst of this scoreless streak where you need to be able to break through, get some runs tomorrow night. But the biggest thing is you still have the season series edge against Southern Illinois at the moment. I believe it's 8-6. Is that correct, Preston? So then, no matter what happens tomorrow, you're still going to have the tiebreaker going into your final series with Southern Illinois. But with that being said, you obviously want to give yourself more of a cushion going into that final series, and of course that final last couple week push. You don't want to get complacent. Obviously, you want to come out tomorrow and try to get that win, and you have a good pitcher on the mound in O'Reilly. But I wouldn't say tomorrow's a must-win, but it's pretty important to get a win tomorrow.
One other thing I want to point out before we end tonight is you need to also thank the schedule makers of the Frontier League in making the Florence Yalls go to the East Coast and face 2 teams that the Otters are not going to have to face in the regular year, being Sussex County and New Jersey. Sussex County has been helping Evansville out, and Evansville can be friends with Sussex County because they will not have to play the other Miners this year. Meanwhile, they're damaging Florence's playoff hopes.
And to your point there, if Florence were to get swept tomorrow night at Sussex County, they've got a long road trip back. There's no doubt about that. I mean, that's going to play into the future days going forward, even with, the weekend series coming up. I mean, you're in the dog days of summer at this point. I know it's a special trip for Florence compared to everyone else in this conference, but at the same time, you got to play the schedule that's in front of you.
Yep. All right, that does it for our broadcast tonight. Huge thanks to Preston Leinebach for producing the game. Zane Clodfelter, Jordan Fisher. I'm Jevin Redmond. Thank you. It's been a pleasure and a privilege. The Miners win at 3-0, and they'll go for a 3-game sweep tomorrow night. Jordan Fisher will have the play-by-play action. Hopefully he brings you better luck tomorrow night. 6:55 pregame show right back here. For now, from Bossy Field, good night.